a magic name in college football, and the Sooners are rolling again under Barry Switzer, the winningest coach in the game today. Over the last month, the Oklahoma defense has been awesome, led by All-American linebacker Brian Bosworth, a throwback to Stone Age football, who plays this game with a seldom-seen violence. And defense has been the key to Colorado's amazing turnaround of 1986. Awaiting today's winner, probably New Year's in Miami. Raycom Sports presents Big 8 Conference Football. Today, live from Polson Field in Boulder, Colorado, the University of Oklahoma Sooners take on the Buffaloes of Colorado. Today's game is being brought to you by Bud Light, the light beer with a first name and taste. Everything else is just a light. By Allstate, leave it to the good hands people to ensure your home, your car, your business, or your family. And by True Value Hardware, more than just a name, it's their way of doing business. Excitement reigns an all-time high in Boulder, anticipating this gigantic struggle here in Showdown for first place in the Big 8. Oklahoma versus Colorado. And, of course, you could have a better setting. We're delighted you could join us for this exciting game. I'm Jim Tackle with Steve Davis. A big one we got today, Steve.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Any coach in college football wants to get his team in position in the month of November where they're playing with momentum and confidence and going against an opportunity to either win a conference championship or compete for the national championship, and that's exactly what is at stake today.
Well, ever since losing to Miami, Oklahoma's come back. They've looked like the national champions they are.
Oklahoma's playing so dominant right now. They dominate in all the statistical categories. Oklahoma's playing extremely well together. They're a team with a destiny. They want to go back to the Orange Bowl, and I think that they're a football team right now that's playing as well as any team Barry Switzer's ever had.
Colorado, of course, had an amazing turnaround and comeback after losing their first 4 games. Nobody thought they'd be anywhere near where they are today, but they've won 5 straight and tied for first place.
Well, there's no doubt about Colorado. They are probably the most resilient football team right now in college football, and Bill McCartney's done a great job of getting his team to that position. I really feel like that Colorado's got an uphill battle. They realize it, and they've got to pull on all their resources to really make the game real competitive today.
Well, with that, Steve, of course, both teams are set, both healthy, as they've been all year. What do you see as the keys?
Well, Oklahoma right now offensively, the real trigger man is Jamel Holloway. Jamel's playing outstanding football. He makes good decisions. He puts pressures on defense. They've got a good offensive line that are playing very well together, and then a myriad of big play talent offensively. Defensively, it's Brian Bosworth, the key. The defense is playing statistically outstanding, better than any team Oklahoma's had. So I really believe that Oklahoma on both sides of the ball are getting the job done to the level that Barry Switzer wanted them to.
Well, Steve, both teams are wishbone teams. You're a wishbone quarterback, so there's going to be no big surprises there.
Well, there's no doubt about it. For Colorado, offensively, the difference has been Mark Hatcher, their quarterback. Missouri game, the 5th game of the season, Hatcher was in fear of losing his position, but he's become more competitive. He's made the right decisions. He's been the real key for Colorado's improvement and getting on a point of being 5-0. Also, O.C. Oliver, their freshman running back, has made the difference. Historically, the wishbone early in its life was dedicated to power and not a whole lot of speed, but now the trend is towards speed, and O.C. Oliver represents that opportunity for Colorado. But defensively, the key, I think, is in the middle of the ball, where Kirk Koch is, the outstanding tackle. Kyle Rappold is also there. They really have the job of taking the Oklahoma quarterback and fullback out of the ball game.
Well, of course, I think you have to say there's going to be a lot of pressure on those outside linebackers for Colorado. Oklahoma, if it has anything else, has tremendous speed in the backfield and great depth. They get to the corner quicker than any other team in America.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Barry Switzer, all of his coaching career at Oklahoma, has always recruited the great speed backs. Colorado has an advantage in terms of they practice against the wishbone. They understand the mentality of the wishbone, and they're prepared to play against it. But I really think what's going to happen for Colorado today is, first of all, the quarterback, fullback. If those three middle people, their defensive front, can control Oklahoma and force the wide plays, that's one thing. And then the other thing is have success early. Trick plays, whatever it takes to get the attention and focus of the crowd in the ball game. And for Oklahoma, they've got to take all those factors away.
All right, we're going to hear from both the head men, the head coaches of these two teams, from Oklahoma and Colorado, leading up to the kickoff of this most important game of the Big 8 season so far. Coming up in a moment. Oklahoma and Colorado are on the field here in Boulder and set for this big game. Barry Switzer and Bill McCartney, the two coaches, were asked to give scouting reports of their opponent's team leading up to the kickoff here today.
I think they're a better team than they were a year ago. They've improved offensively. I think they're a better team defensively and in the kicking game right now. They're all three phases, but they're a team that has improved. I think Oliver gives them a back that can make things happen. I think their speed is similar to last year, but they have a year of understanding both as a coaching staff and as a team and execution of this offense, and it's helped them this year.
I think this version of the wishbone is the most talented, most explosive wishbone to date. Certainly down through the years, Oklahoma and Alabama have had some great teams, but of the ones that I've seen, this is easily the most explosive. They have a tremendous offensive line. They get great players at skill positions. They're healthy for this game, and they have great depth.
Coach, since 1973, have you had a football team that's played as well for Oklahoma as this team's playing for you right now?
I think we're probably executing as well as we've ever have. We've probably got more team speed, overall team speed, than we've ever had at Oklahoma, and we've complemented our defense. But in fact, our offense has controlled the ball and scored so many points. We're a good defensive football team, but our offense has really complemented them, not putting them in any undue pressure at any time on the field with unfair field position advantage.
We're going to have to do almost everything right in order to stay in the game. If we can keep from turning the ball over, if we can make them go long distances to score, if our kicking game is dominant, then we have a chance.
And what a magnificent day here in the battle toward the Orange Bowl as Oklahoma, the defending national champions, ranked 4th in the nation and tied for first place with the Colorado Buffaloes, meet head-on to decide who's going to lead this conference heading into the final week of the season. And then we told you about the weather conditions. 57 degrees. A week ago they were having a near blizzard here at Folsom Field, but it's brilliant sunshine overhead today, just a mild wind. And this stadium, close to 53,000 and an overflow crowd is set to go. Oklahoma won the opening toss, deferred to the second half. Colorado then chose to receive, so Oklahoma will kick off. That's Todd Thompson, a sophomore from Sepulveda, Oklahoma, and back deep to receive for Colorado. M.J. Nelson is the man who's back on the end on the goal line, and he'll be trying to return this one. Sooners lead this one by overwhelming margin, as they do most teams, with the possible exception of Nebraska. They won 9 in a row, including a shutout last year. And so here we're set to go. Number 91, Todd Thompson, to kick off for Oklahoma. And as you might expect, we build up to the excitement here. So Oklahoma will go to its vaunted defensively. Very opening, Steve. And that'll be a test for the Colorado Buffaloes. Both teams use the wishbone attack. Oklahoma lost only one time, that to Miami in that early season game. Colorado lost his first 4 games. Here comes Thompson, and we're underway in Boulder. It'll be taken deep in the end zone, and the touchback will bring Colorado out to its own 20-yard line, and there they'll start 1st and 10. Perhaps the key man in the wishbone attack for Colorado, or for any wishbone as the quarterback, but it's certainly true here for the Buffaloes. Mark Hatcher, who was a tailback here when he came here, and a different type of attack, adjusted over to become a wishbone quarterback. There's his attempts in rushing and passing this year. He's been under fire a little bit this season, but he has held in there, and he'll run the wishbone attack as Colorado stops 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. We'll set the rest of the backfield for you in just a moment. The give is to the speedster. Oliver tracks in for a short gain of a couple of yards, and Bosworth is in there for his first tackle of the day. A great All-American linebacker. Rest of the backfield with Hatcher. There's Weatherspoon, Oliver, and Michael Marcus making up the duo. And the two receivers, John Embry would be a great receiver were he on a passing team. He's the tight end. And here's the offensive line anchored by Eric Coyle, an All-American candidate playing at center. Colorado 2nd and 8 from their own 22-yard line. The pitch, and Oliver wants to throw, and he gets it off short, incomplete, trying to hit up the right side. He wanted to hit his tight end John Embry, and he's thrown a little bit short, broken up by Ricky Dixon, who was covering.
The Oklahoma defense outstanding. Mike Mantle, Richard Reed, Dante Williams, Steve Bryan, and Troy Johnson across the front. Brian Bosworth, consensus All-American. Paul Miliazzo, his complement. And then an outstanding secondary. A little slightly changed around this week as Vickers starts at strong safety, moving Sonny Brown to the left cornerback's position.
And they may be teeing off right here. They've got Colorado right where they like to have them, and Bosworth is the ringleader here for this defense. Let's see if they're coming, expecting the pass from Hatcher. Two wide receivers in. They've broken the bone. Hatcher sacked back at the 15-yard line. Man that got him was Troy Johnson, a fine junior defensive right end from Houston.
Oklahoma was most concerned early in the ball game about Colorado feeling the pressure to have something big happen in the first series, and so they wanted to play field position and try to assault Colorado's offense, and they were able to hold them on the first drive.
Johnson, probably the best pass rusher. All-American punter Barry Helton, who could be a key in this game, is back left to kick it out of the hole. High snap, and he's going to get it away. Beautiful kick. Boom, back. Here's Patrick Collins, gets 5, and it is fired inbounds, and it's going to be down by Colorado around the 26-yard line. Ball did not touch Collins. Now, there was not a free ball. Collins was able to avoid it, but it could have taken a much more damaging bounce for Oklahoma. It kind of bounced to the right. So onto the field comes Jamel Holloway. He's been a great success story. Took over for Aikens last year, led Oklahoma to a national championship, and now here he is at 86, leading team toward perhaps another play for national title. That was a 60-yard punt by Holland. Jamel Holloway, who's been a regular starting quarterback, although he'll alternate somewhat with Eric Mitchell-Lino. There's the wishbone formation for Oklahoma. They give it the fullback, and going is Johnson to the left side, breaks a couple of tackles, and they have a first down, 11 yards, out to the 37-yard line. And that was Earl Johnson, who's in the backfield at fullback, back in an old familiar spot for him. Spencer Tillman and Patrick Collins, the two halfbacks. The receivers, Derek Shepard is the wide receiver, and Keith Jackson may be the best tight end ever to play for Oklahoma. And here's the offensive line, just awesome on the right side with Phillips and Johnson. Mark Hudson, another great one at left guard. First to 10 Oklahoma with this bone-crushing offense. They give it to the fullback Johnson that time, hitting straight ahead. Pounds his way for close to 5, stopped by Kyle Rappold, the nose tackle.
These three people are the key men for Colorado today. Hayes, Rappold, and Koch. They have got to take the quarterback-fullback game away from Oklahoma. Then the linebackers, Reinhardt, Remington, DeLuzio, and Schubeck. And then a secondary that is a fierce hitting secondary led by Pruitt and Rogers at the strong safety and free safety position.
Game was 4, 2nd and 6 for the Oklahoma Wishbone at their own 41. Holloway pitches it. It's now here to Tillman. Spencer Tillman hit out of bounds on the 42. Gets only a yard on the play, as Colorado have won that one. Well done defense. David Tate put some great pressure on Holloway, and they're able to hold that play to just a 1-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 5. Not allowed a first quarter score. So this is the irresistible force and the immovable oxen. They just allowed 1 score in the first quarter. Oklahoma has scored on its first possession in every game except Miami, and there they had a field goal chance and missed it. for the Buffaloes. And they're going after Thompson. Ooh, close. Beautiful punt, though. Hung high. Fair catch called for Campbell. He takes it inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And Colorado has stopped Oklahoma, something no other opponent was able to do on its opening drive in 1986. We'll be coming right back to Boulder. No score, and the Buffaloes have the ball. Today's Big 8 Conference football telecast is a copyrighted product of Raycom Sports Incorporated. Any use of this telecast without the express written consent of Raycom Sports is prohibited. Colorado comes out with 2 wide receivers, no tight end. Fullback Weatherspoon pounds up the middle, gets good yardage. Colorado's been very effective on first down this year, averaging 5.8 on first down plays. That one was better than the opener. Mike Mantle, who's a distant cousin of Mickey Mantle, made the stop that time on number 44, Anthony Weatherspoon.
Colorado in the second possession, that time went to 2 split or 2 wide receivers, trying to stretch Oklahoma, see how they would react to it. If you're Colorado, you've got to put Oklahoma in an indecisive position where they've got to make some tough decisions and hopefully get them out of position on the field and get some leverage in running the wishbone attack.
Second down and 5. Embry again is split at tight end. Again, they give it to Weatherspoon. He's fighting for yardage. Carries a tackler to the 27. That's Mike Aljo, defensive right end. Number 55. And 42 is Paul Miliazzo.
There are many people in the country that believe that Brian Bosworth may be one of the nation's best linebackers ever to play the game. He's got all the instincts. This time he was looking outside, concentrating, had to fall back into position, but he's concentrating on the outside part of the game. He's got tremendous speed, 4.5, so generally he can react even if he's made a mistake and gone outside when he should have stayed inside.
3rd and 1, double tight end. Witherspoon's got the first down. Got a nice crack to get up to the 30-yard line. Stopped by Miliazzo. Outside linebacker from Bosworth. He probably plays in Bosworth's shadow a great deal because Miliazzo on his own right is a great linebacker. 1st and 10, Colorado's first down of the game. Oklahoma not allowed a point in the first quarter of the season, have not allowed a rushing touchdown since last year's Orange Bowl. First down play. And Oliver cracks through. First down at the 44. Sonny Brown tripped up O.C. Oliver, who came very close to breaking a big one.
It's the classic Belly series where what's the inside key? There's Brian Bosworth. The fullback is the first play inside. Brian is cut down by the lead back, and then Oliver breaks into the secondary, and then Sonny Brown has to make the tackle. Sonny Brown stopped him, and then David Vickers finished him off.
2 wide receivers again for Colorado, trying to spread that Oklahoma defense a little bit. Now the fullback, Weatherspoon, hammers away for another short gain to the 47. Wrestled down by Richard Reed and Paul Miliazzo. 2nd down and 7 coming up for Colorado now, beginning to show some signs of getting the drive going here. They're just 3 yards away from midfield. If this game turns out to be a close one, Colorado could have one important edge. The only one they would seem to have on paper at least would be in the kicking game with Helton, who's a great punter. Although the first one we saw a moment ago by Thompson wasn't that bad either. There goes Oliver again across the 50 down to the Oklahoma 49. Bosworth on the stop.
Watch Brian Bosworth this time. He's going to play off a block by the inside. Let's see what happens. They go to his feet, and yet Brian's able to keep his balance and keep his strength about him and still make the tackle. Oklahoma, if there is a weakness on this defense, it's probably in their 3 down people. Steve Ryan, Dante Williams, and Reed. There's not a dominating player. Great defenses generally have a dominating down lineman. These are good players that are playing above their ability, very talented, covered up by outstanding talent around them, but that may be the one vulnerable spot of Oklahoma, and right now Colorado's assaulting it with Coleman and Cole and Lawrence in the inside of that offensive line.
Big play facing Colorado here at the Oklahoma 49. It's 3rd and 3, opening quarter. Both teams itching here to try to get the jump on the other. This has been a fairly impressive drive for Colorado. They've come from their 18-yard line so far, and now they find themselves 3rd and 3 at the Oklahoma 49. They got to take on the nation's #1 defense. Hatcher on the key. Nope, won't make it. Spell down, its punting game as Helton comes on the field.
I think what's really important about this drive, though, is Oklahoma is going to lose on the field position battle.
Well, Helton comes on. He's averaging 46 yards a punt. His net punting is 42.3, which is #1 in the nation. So Colorado's got a great kicking game. Patrick Collins, who usually is in there kick to running back, isn't there. He hangs a high one, Helton. It will not be returned. The ball's going to hit down inside the 15. Takes an Oklahoma bounce back up over the 20. That was a great break for Oklahoma. Well, you can have great talent, great speed, and great players. It also helps to have a little luck every now and then. And Oklahoma gets a break here. Better field position they'll have when we come back at their own 23, 1st and 10.
One of the reasons you've got a great defensive football team, watch Oklahoma react to the play of Colorado on the 3rd down play. Everyone makes the right turn, going for the ball, reading it, anticipating the leverage and the angle they've got to take to make the play. And there are 5 red and white jerseys around the ball.
Lydell Carr's looking at fullback. They get it straight ahead in here to Patrick Collins. Tries to hit on the dive play. Comes over the 25-yard line. Stopped by David Tate.
Bill McCartney really felt like coming into the ballgame that just like last week and Jim Kreiner at Iowa State against Nebraska, that they had to choreograph the victory, that Colorado had to come into the ballgame and be very patient and just get little gains in field position, big plays, and create opportunities where Oklahoma's got to go long distances for scores.
2nd and 7. Holloway had Jackson. Here's Holloway on the key. Holloway first down and more. 40. Big gain over the 50-yard line and just into territory of Colorado. Biggest play so far for Oklahoma by Jamel Holloway.
One of the things that makes Jamel Holloway such a great option quarterback is his decisiveness. He makes the right decision. He's always got his balance. He keeps his head moving. He knows where the people are coming in pursuit angles, and he's always going to the open area. He has a sixth sense of where the angles and pursuit is coming for him on the option game, and he makes the right decisions.
23-yard run. They break the ball. The wide receiver. Fullback has got it. Coming over here is Lydell Carr. Breaks a tackle. Carr still down the 35. And finally hauled on the 32 by Rodney Rogers. And Oklahoma now is throwing offense at Colorado with a fury.
Colorado was more concerned about the outside play, and they thought their strength inside against a couple of players that are not as strong in the offensive line for Oklahoma. But here, Carr, his power, his physical ability, and his good speed gets into the secondary and forces Rogers to have to make the play. Another 1st and 10 for Oklahoma.
Again, they give it to Carr. Bounces off one man, but right in the arms of another, and DeLuzio takes him down. He was hit first by Kurt Koch, and then DeLuzio finishes off Lydell Carr that time. And the pickup is just a yard to the 31, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Oklahoma. Sooners scored 10 rushing touchdowns against Missouri last week. Big 8 record. They scored 77 points. Got a quick look there at Barry Switzer. 82% of these games he's won over the years. Winningest record in America today. We get a timeout here. 6:29 to go in the 1st quarter with no score from Boulder. Oklahoma against Colorado for 1st place in the Big 8. Barry Switzer's very first team, 1973, led by my sidekick Steve Davis here, was undefeated. They say this team may be as good or maybe better. Bill McCartney, who ditched his passing game a couple of years last year for the Wishbone Lubbock, Colorado. Here's the pitch to Collins, and he's tripped up. Collins looked like he tripped. It wasn't hit down there, and down he goes for no gain, and it's 3rd and 9.
Watch what happens on the corner. The option game in the Wishbone is a game of ratios. It's perfectly executed. Oklahoma's got the seam, but watch what happens is Patrick Collins self-tackleization.
Apparently not injured. Collins just got off stride and lost his balance. So it's 3rd and 9 Oklahoma at the Colorado 31, and here's a big play for the Sooners. No score yet. Lydell Carr gets a crease, breaks a tackle, and he's hit down just short of the 1st down. About a yard more, he would have had a 1st down on the 23. Mickey Pruitt and Rodney Rogers teamed up to stop number 45, Lydell Carr. Like Weatherspoon, you got to do more than hit him. He's a tough customer to pull down. So it's 4th and 1. Is Oklahoma going to go for it, or will they try for 3 here? Looks like Jamel Holloway, and the counter quarterback play may have the first down. Rodney Rogers made the hit on the 22, but I think they made it.
If they made it, they're lucky because it was a busted play. Jamel came to the line of scrimmage, saw something he did not like, changed the play, and then went the wrong direction. Watch the replay. You can see it. Here he's changing the play right there. See, he's talking to linemen. Everybody's reacting. Now everybody goes the other direction. Lydell Carr, I think the play obviously was to the right side, and Jamel went to the left side. They did get the first and 10. They were lucky.
So it's called a handoff to nobody. Well, they got the first down at the 21 of Colorado. Again, it is the fullback, Lydell Carr. Tracks his way to the 15-yard line, stopped by DeLuzio. This is Oklahoma's bread and butter. They like to chew up yardage, keep that ball running the clock, and just wear down an opponent.
I think what both Oklahoma's offense and Colorado's offense have done, they've been able to take a lot of the turnover, the high risk factor out of the offense, which historically in the earlier years of the Wishbone it was known for and criticized for. Both teams have really controlled the turnover factor when they're on offense.
I think Jamel Holloway got on it. He tried to take that ball back from Carr, and it slipped loose, but Kurt Cope was there, but Holloway got it.
One of the things as a quarterback you most despise is to really confuse and cram the fullback right back in your face. Watch Colorado. You cause the quarterback to get off his pass. See what's happened? There's people cluttered around. All the bodies are there. He doesn't have the tempo or the ability to break down and use his speed to get to the corner. Excellent execution by Colorado's defense.
Holloway never really lost that ball, just juggled it a little bit. Now it's 3rd down and 6, Oklahoma at the 17. Now the pitch outside. Collins, great speed. Look out. Collins, he'll score. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Collins has got blazing speed, and once he hit that corner, you could tell there'd be no stopping him on that play, and Oklahoma has driven for the touchdown, almost 80 yards with 3:41 to go in the first quarter. We'll look at it again just a moment. Out to try the point, Tim Lasher, who's hit 129 consecutive points after touchdown, all-time Big 8 record. He is vying for a national record with Van Tiffin of Alabama, who's hit 130, one more. The way Oklahoma scores touchdowns, he might be able to catch and pass Tiffin. Who knows? That's a little consequence here. Here's Lasher to try for 130 in a row. And in all probability right now is pulled even with Van Tiffin of Alabama, who'll be playing late.
Watch the offensive line block. They're blocking. That's the backside. The play's going away from them. Rapole is out of the play. Now, the quarterback, Holloway's got the very man he sees, isolates the man on him. Watch him. Here's the whole play. Now watch him find the end man line of scrimmage that has the quarterback. Bang. That's the first option. There it is. The pitch. Now there's a good block there by Tillman. And he gets in the end zone. Patrick Collins, he has speed. The best overall back for Oklahoma.
Patrick Collins just scored. Touchdown number 7 this year. And we'll be coming back for the tip-off now with Oklahoma in the lead 7-0. Todd Thompson now will kick off for Oklahoma. The Sooners, very impressive that time. They took only 10 plays to drive 77 yards, a little over 4 minutes, all on the ground. 17 yards by Collins for the first score of the game, and the second time this year. Colorado has been touched for the score in the first period. And now Thompson will kick off. M.J. Nelson, Keith Montemple, waiting down here for Colorado. Driving kick. And it's going to be Nelson running it out. It's a good block. Total 25, 30, 35-yard line. Excellent return for the speedy freshman from Aurora, M.J. Nelson. Hit down by David Vickers, who's really been playing great football lately for the University of Oklahoma. Colorado gets it out in good shape. A return of 35 yards out of the end zone by Nelson. Now Colorado down for the first time in the game, 7-0. Hatcher brings them out with Weatherspoon, Oliver, and Marcus in the backfield with him. Wide receivers Drew Ferrando and the tight end John Ingram. Weatherspoon hammers to the 43. Stopped by, or rather to the 38. 8, stopped by Richard Reed. One of the two Reeds, no relation, who do a lot of playing on the left side of the Oklahoma defense. Witherspoon and Hatcher involved in a very controversial newspaper story here this week about being involved in drugs, and it's really left McCartney vivid, Steve.
Well, there's no doubt about it. We'll talk about it after this play, but Coach McCartney's done the right things in reacting to what happened.
Second down play. Second man gets it. Oliver spins out to the 43. Stopped a couple of yards short of the first down, maybe a yard and a half. And Colorado sticks to the ground out of its wishbone attack.
There's no doubt Bill McCartney, I think, made the right decisions. And anyone that knows McCartney knows that he's not going to tolerate drugs or drug users or abusers. And he'll do all that he can to punish those involved. And then he's not, you know, if he had been allowed to implement his program as he did in his first year, probably what happened would not have happened. And then there's no doubt that his players are clean. They've been drug tested 666 times and not one positive count. The local press and the local police, unfortunately, let information get out that has been very negative for the program, been a distraction.
First down run there by Witherspoon. He needed just a yard and got it. First down for Colorado at the 45. The story was the two players had admitted the use of drugs a long time ago in cooperation with the police who were trying to find a drug pusher. And the information was supposed to be confidential. But the confidentiality was broken this past week, and McCartney has been furious about it.
Really surprised you. Local press would do that to you.
First and 10, Colorado. Hatcher pitches now. Here comes Marquis. Ooh, is he belted hard out of bounds at the 47-yard line. What a hit by Derek White, a right corner linebacker.
David Vickers has earned a starting spot this year in his junior year because of big plays like this. Oklahoma's defensive secondary has kind of turned him loose more so he can make big plays. Good execution. They get strung out. Brian's taking the wrong angle. He can't get there fast enough. Watch Vickers coming from his strong safety position. That's the kind of assaulting that both these defensive secondaries, both Colorado and Oklahoma, will have a tendency to do today because they are big hit conscious defensive secondaries.
Vickers was some quarterback in your hometown Tulsa, Steve, when he was a high school star. Second down and 8 now for Colorado, throwing 47. And here's Hatcher looking. Hatcher sacked, hit and taken down around the 44-yard line. And a good rush put him up the inside by Richard Reed, 255-pound senior tackle from Fort Worth.
The inside people, Steve Bryant, whose older brother is Ricky Bryant, playing with the Atlanta Falcons, Dante Williams and Richard Reed really are playing well together. As I said earlier, they don't have all the talent maybe that we've had historically or Oklahoma's had historically there, but this time they get the job done and force the ability of the quarterback to have to take the ball down and not throw it. I said I played at Oklahoma. So.
We all forgive you for that, Steve. We know that you're taking a very unbiased view of reporting this game and doing a great job.
So far.
Ferrando and Carl, two wide receivers in there. Here goes Oliver looking for a block from a wide receiver. Not going to get it. Stopped short of the 50 on the 49. And it's fourth down and punting time again for the Buffaloes with Oklahoma in the lead 7-0. And coming down to the final 30 seconds of the first quarter from Boulder.
There's no doubt what Oliver gives Colorado is that speed dimension that really makes a difference. They feel like at Colorado they've got the speed on the team that's going to make the difference of Colorado in future Wishbone years. That speed, explosive ability that is typical of the great Wishbone teams.
Lonnie Finch coming back here in safety with Rodney Anderson for Oklahoma. And Helton's punt, he really hit that one with a vengeance. That's going to carry way beyond and out of the end zone. And Helton said, enough of this. No more bad bounces for me today. I'll give Oklahoma the ball on the 20. And that's where they'll have it after that 51-yard boot when we come back with Oklahoma on top. 7-zip.
Travel arrangements made through Eastern Airlines, serving Big 8 country with convenient flights to the east and west. Eastern, the leader in service to all the Americas.
Back now into the first period. Oklahoma coming up. It will be in about 3 more seconds. Oklahoma's ball thrown 20. Holloway sees him there, quarterback. Leon Perry is one of the halfbacks. And here comes the tight end reverse. This is Keith Jackson. It's a big play for Oklahoma, and he hits it for a first down over the 30 to the 32-yard line. And Jackson just set a new Oklahoma record. He's the 12th man to get 100 yards or more this year.
Say Keith Jackson is the best team tight end in the country right now. Oklahoma, what they like to do is get you reacting to one side, and then Keith Jackson's got literally 4.5, 4.6 type speed. Colorado does a good job of stringing it out where Keith can't get into the secondary and really hurt you. They did a good job reacting to it and making a play.
And with that play, end of the first period is here. And 14-point lead on a drive that came in the later stages of the first quarter. And we'll be right back after these words from our local stations. This is the Raycom Sports Network. Absolute perfect day for football. Temperature in the high 70s. Not much wind. Sellout capacity crowd here at Folsom Field. And they're fighting for first place in the big game. Oklahoma leading 7-0. Right now, Oklahoma apparently has broken the bone for this coming play. Holloway will have only 2 running backs, Earl Johnson and Anthony Stafford behind him, and 2 wide receivers, Derek Shepard and Colin Cavanis. First and 10. Stafford, a speedy guy coming back to his left. A little bit of a counter play. Comes over the 35 and is smacked down by Kyle Rappold. The outspoken and popular fun guy, nose tackle right there he is for Colorado. They call him the trash compactor. He's got a line for any situation. He said that he doesn't want to see any women until he's 30 years old. He fell in love once in high school. She broke his heart, and that's the only injury he's ever had. Second and 7 for Oklahoma. Holloway pitches the ball out to Stafford. Stafford, ooh, is he wrapped up hard on the 35 by David Tate, a junior cornerback from Denver, Colorado, number 23.
Great job by Colorado. You want to do this. Create situations where the quarterback has to get off his path. Did you see that little juke step by Holloway? He gets confused and has to get off his path, and he can't assault the end man on the line of scrimmage and make the option happen. So Colorado did the job inside. Then they were able to use their pursuit and stretch the play out, so they cut Oklahoma off, and they had no gain.
Nickelback is in for Colorado. To the linebacker. It's 3rd down and 8. Looking for the pass. Now they pitch it back outside here to Perry. Perry to the corner over the 40, and he tries to get the first down, and that last effort might have gotten it. It's going to be very close. Rappold and Rogers on the stop. There's no such thing as a passing situation for Oklahoma.
Colorado's really doing a good job. Look at Rappold take the fullback. He's doing a job right now on Travis Simpson, the center, and they stretch it out. Look at all the pursuit of the black jerseys. That's how you stop the option play. Create problems for the quarterback, fullback, and then pursue like you're in real trouble and get outside and try to use your speed to cut Oklahoma off.
Just short of the first down. And Todd Thompson sends a punt for Oklahoma. Jeff Campbell waiting for Colorado. Again, a close one, a low driving kick, and Campbell can't get to it. It takes a nice bounce for Colorado. Out of bounds on the 23-yard line. So Colorado prepares to go back to the offense, trailing by touchdown early in quarter number 2 here from Folsom Field in Boulder. And we'll be right back with more action in this showdown for the Big 8. Bill McCartney making a significant change. Mark Walters has come in at quarterback, replacing Marge Hatcher. Hatcher remains on the sidelines. Walters, a better passer, is out there for Colorado. Gives it to Oliver, trying to cut back to get a hold. There's not much there, and he's down short of the 25 by Bosworth.
Walters really represents for Colorado a pure wishbone talent. He was an option-type quarterback in high school. He has outstanding talent. He has natural instincts. He's more fluid with the offense. He's young. He's just a freshman. But the point is they feel like that he has all the touch and the point that they want in their Colorado quarterback in the wishbone offense. So he represents the kid of the future, and he has come into the ball game in a critical situation.
Well, what a baptismal of fire, though, to face Oklahoma. Walters in trouble. Goes back the other way. Got some room now. Walters over the 35. First down to 38. Listen to him roar for this young freshman from Carson, California, the same hometown as Jamel Holloway.
I think that's what represents the threat of Mark Walters in the ball game. Watch Oklahoma. He wants to throw the pass very quickly. He gets strung out. Now he reverses his field and has the ability to find the open area. Now he's in the open field, the impromptu play. Sonny Brown breaks down and can't make the tackle on him. Good effort by Mark Walters. Good speed, good effort, good understanding of what he's doing on the field.
And a great scramble for first down. Fake to Weathersfield. Now they pitch it back to Oliver. He's in trouble. Oliver's going to be taken way back by Oklahoma, but his forward motion got him up to about the 36. The loss of a couple on the play. Troy Johnson read that play. See, Oklahoma defense sees this wishbone every day in practice, just like the Colorado the defense does. So there's no new wrinkles.
Well, they see it in spring practice a lot. I think the thing is that the advantage for Oklahoma is that when they practice against themselves, Oklahoma's defense sees a much faster wishbone offense. Colorado has speed in O.C. Oliver and their quarterbacks, but they don't have the total speed that Oklahoma does. So Oklahoma can react to a little bit slower, not quite as efficient wishbone that's a little bit more conservative because they haven't been in it that long, only 2 years.
Second down and 12 for Colorado. Now it's a play action thing again. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit to Cameron Jones out of the backfield. And boy, Walters paid the price then. He was blindsided right after he released that pass. Iliazzo, number 42 on the coverage, won the Don Key Award, named for outstanding player for Oklahoma, and his career cut a little bit short. Sam Smith now is coming in the backfield for Colorado, replacing Cameron Jones. Quarterback remains Mark Walters, number 8, who has replaced Mark Hatcher here in the second quarter. So McCartney didn't wait long to make a decision. Now they come out in the I formation. Oh, now it's in more of a broken wishbone. 2 wide receivers. Fake draw. Walters. It's a short one intended for Embry, and Embry's hit behind and no chance. Belted by Darrell Reed, the defensive end, who dropped off for coverage. So it'll be a punting situation now for Colorado. 4th down and 12 at their own 36. And Helton now back into the kicking against the wind.
It is still very difficult to wishbone, regardless of how long you've been running it, to create real passing opportunities. And it just has not ever been a great passing offense, and that was an illustration of it. It was pretty one-dimensional routes, and it was ineffective.
That's Patrick Collins waiting. He scored the touchdown. Collins running around the 15-yard line, and it's taken instead by one of the other backs, and he'll be hit right in his tracks. Stafford, I think, was back there with one of the other players with Collins, and went over and took it out of his hand. A 47-yard punt, only a 2-yard return, as Helton continues his impressive stats here for Colorado in the punting.
Last week, the Players of the Week in the Big 8 Conference, Ken Kalen of Nebraska was outstanding. It was a career high for him as they beat Iowa State in a key ball game last week that looked pretty treacherous in the first half. And then Darren Schubeck last week against Kansas, the Colorado outside linebacker, played outstanding, 4 unassisted tackles, 2 interceptions, and gave Colorado a chance to be 5-0 and be here against Oklahoma. Last week's Big 8 Players of the Week, Ken Kalen and Darren Schubeck.
Now the players, both teams being waved off to the sidelines here by the officials. What's this about, Steve? Their oranges are being thrown on the field, and I don't have to tell you the significance of that, but the officials have told both squads to go back to the sidelines and clear the field. Now here will come the announcement. See if we can hear it.
Conference to remain off the playing field and on the sidelines until such time as playing conditions are proper for the continuance of the game.
Well, they're trying to keep the field clear here for the players, which is what they should do. And the referee, John Laurie, wasted no time at all in cleaning up that situation. There's the team working here with John Laurie today, signed by the Big 8 for this very crucial Big 8 game. Oklahoma leads it 7-0. We have 10:42 to go in the first half.
The unfortunate thing is the ball being placed at about the 17-yard line is right in front of the Colorado student section. And they have been here since early this morning. And this stadium is one of the few in the Big 8 Conference, only one, where beer is sold on campus right here for the game.
Tillman Collins in the backfield here with Jamel Holloway on the first down play. And the give is to Spencer Tillman, a slashing runner. Drives up over the 20-yard line, halted around the 21 or 22. It was made by Eric McCarty, inside linebacker.
This Colorado defense is really playing well, and this is the best time of the year to play well in November, and when you have a chance to go to the Orange Bowl. They react, they play together well, they complement each other, and they react. 3 black jerseys around Spencer Tillman.
2 wide receivers. Keith Jackson split out here on the left side. Bottom of your screen, you can't see him from tight end. And now here's the keeper, Holloway. Holloway turns the corner for a first down and more. Over the 30, dropped at the 34. Jamel Holloway does his magic again. Stopped by John Nairn in the secondary.
You want to see something that Steve Davis never did when he played at Oklahoma. Watch. Jamel Holloway on the option play comes right down the line of scrimmage. It gets into the secondary. It was designed to get Jamel on the run. Now watch him. Bang, bang, bang. I couldn't do that in a million years. I can only dream about it.
No, but what you did do was over 4,000 yards total yardage. No Holloway nor any other Oklahoma quarterback has ever done that.
I wanted to make the guy miss me, though.
That's fullback Carr. Hammers, and Tom Reinhardt stops him. Short gain of a couple. Out to the 37-yard line.
There's Tom Reinhardt. He has really been the surprise of this Colorado defensive front. He was an unsuspected contribution to the team this year. He really has played well. He's gaining more experience. He's been really the intense player of that group and has made a difference for them. He has been a special surprise for Colorado.
McCartney says he has that Reinhardt heart, referring, of course, to his brother Ed. Second down play. Carr's got it. Fullback slams over the 40. Dropped on the 42 by Kurt Koch, who's developed into a great defensive tackle for Colorado. Kyle Rappel also on that play, number 91 from middle guard.
You know, teams that beat wishbone teams generally have the strength or win the battle in that down defensive line where Koch and Rappold and Hayes are. That's where you win it, when you can jam up the quarterback and fullback and then use great pursuit on the outside. That's where you cause wishbone teams to have to be a little bit out of character and do something they're not accustomed to.
3rd and 2. Carr stops. Stopped short of the first down by Eric McCarty, who really hit that gap from linebacking for Colorado.
McCarty's played well this year for Colorado. DeLuzio was their outstanding talent, an outstanding player for Colorado. He came in and replaced him when he was injured. It's been a key for him, and he's been a co-starter. He was co-starter fullback last year, but he's been a defensive player, and he's played very well when he's been in the game.
Thompson on the punt for Oklahoma. Jeff Campbell waiting for Colorado. Fine kick. Driving Campbell back. He's going to let it go into the... Oh, it takes an Oklahoma bounce. It's going to be down inside the 5 on the 1. Boy, Campbell thought for sure that ball would head for the end zone. Hit on the 1, and like a fine wedge or 9-iron shot, it just settled down right there for a gimme putt. And Oklahoma's got Colorado buried in a deep hole. And so the Buffaloes will have their backs to the wall when we come back here at Folsom Field with Oklahoma already in the lead, 7-0.
Coaches generally coach inside the 15-yard line, let the ball go. What an outstanding punt. Kicking game, the little things that make a difference. And watch right there, number 57, Kevin Atkins puts it down. There's Todd Thompson. Kicking game makes big differences in big games.
Remember the freshman quarterback's in there for Colorado. What a spot against this Oklahoma defense. He gives it to him. And a fumble. Oklahoma's got it. They recover inside the 2. Tremendous break here for Oklahoma, set up by that fantastic monumental punt by Thompson, down on the 1-yard line, and Weatherspoon lets it get away, and the turnover, which plagued Colorado early in the season, comes back to home.
Well, you've got to think that, well, there's the key right there. Weatherspoon cut it off on the quarterback. It looked like that young Mark Walters was trying to extend too much, and the fullback cut it off and caused him not to be able to extend fully, and that's where the ball was knocked away from him, and Oklahoma gets a cheap opportunity.
Now that takeover, 1st and goal. Turnovers, 15 of them in the first 4 games for Colorado, with killing the Buffaloes. They cut it down a lot. Only 11 in the next 5 games, but today they just suffered a big one. And they're going to face the severest test of the year to try to stop Oklahoma here. They need only 2 yards in 4 plays. Fullback Carr over the top, and he is over. Touchdown. Carr got over, was hit back, but all you got to do is break the plane, and Lydell Carr scores on 1st down, and Oklahoma goes up 13-0.
Here's what Colorado sees. Lydell Carr, the power, has been injured. Back in the ball game, goes over the top. Looked like who was there? Reinhardt was there, but Carr was able to jump over him, really. Carr gets into the end zone.
That'll bring out Tim Lasher, who at the moment we suspect is tied for a national record, 130 consecutive points after touchdown. Good snap. Kick is up and through. Oklahoma leads at 14-0. And so the Sooners get one without having to work for it. And if you're playing Oklahoma, you can't afford to do that. after these words from our local station. This is the Raycom Sports Network. Stopping Oklahoma. They had to go only one play at 2 yards to get their second touchdown after the fumble by Weatherspoon. But the man responsible really for Oklahoma is Todd Thompson, who punted the ball 57 yards dead at the Colorado 1-yard line. That's where Oklahoma was able to get it. Now Thompson is out there to kick off for Oklahoma. Number 91. What a big play that punt was. How important is the kicking game? We thought Colorado might have an edge. So far, Oklahoma's had the edge in kicking. A sailing kick, and it'll be taken by Pontiffin. Keith Pontiffin tries to cut back up the middle and gets it to the 25. And Colorado will have to go back to work, and they say the wishbone is not a catch-up formation. Well, that's Colorado's trouble right now.
Let's see the replay again on the fumble. Now watch the quarterback and fullback exchange. Let's see what happened. Weatherspoon really cuts it off too short. I think it was Weatherspoon's fault. I don't think it was the quarterback's fault. He's cutting it off and jamming the quarterback's hands back, and that's where the fumble occurred. A poor exchange. Inexperience maybe.
Well, it's brought Mark Hatcher back in at quarterback for Colorado. And now Weatherspoon gets it this time with a fury. Drives it out over the 30-yard line for a 5-yard pickup. Stopped by Brian Bosworth. The catalyst of the Oklahoma defense, number 44, setting a new Oklahoma record today with his 34th consecutive start. Remember, he's just a junior, but no one expects him to come back next year.
4.5 speed, 450-pound bench press, 3.4 GPA or grade point average.
Two wide receivers, Weatherspoon again, fighting for yardage out to the 34. Driving right in the teeth of Oklahoma's defense, Dante Jones, the linebacker. And on that stop for the Sooners, and they spot it on the 34. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for Colorado. Troy Wolf, a backup tight end, was in to bring the play, and Colorado will go with 2 tight ends. Weatherspoon, Oliver, and Marcus are behind Mark Hatcher. Look at the shoes.
Brian knows he's up in the Rocky Mountains, so he wore his cloggers.
Here's the keep, and Hatcher's got a first down. I think he's got a first down. His motion got him up to the 36-yard line. Bosworth then crunched him and drove him backwards. But the forward motion is what counts. He had to get to the 36, and he got it there. They're going to measure, but from here it looks like he easily got the first down.
It doesn't matter what kind of shoes Brian Bosworth. Look at his reaction ability. He runs 4.5, great reaction, instinctive player, knows where the play is going, has that feel. He can run lateral, and then on top of that, he is mean.
He goes head hunting, and he finds a lot of heads, doesn't he?
Yeah, he will find a lot of heads.
First down for Colorado, though, on the key play by Hatcher. It's the first time the keep in the option has worked for any success here for Colorado today. Interesting so far, there have been 3 quarterbacks in this game, and all 3 from California. First downs, not that much difference.
You know, you take the cheap touchdown away from Oklahoma. Colorado really has the game, or had the game, in 7-0 with the time running out in the second quarter where they wanted it.
Fake to Weatherspoon, a give to Oliver. Second man through, doesn't get much. Bosworth led that charge again with Ricky Dixon to make the stop. Bosworth has won the Butkus Awards as sophomore, and no doubt's going to win it again this year. It'd be a big upset if he didn't win it the second time. He's got to be the best linebacker since Butkus, but you don't like to compare things, Steve, but what do you think?
Well, he's got such speed, and I think the game is different than when Butkus played, but he is a physical linebacker, a very intelligent linebacker. He's one of the best that's ever played the game. There's no doubt about it.
2nd and 7, Weatherspoon runs into a stone wall, and he's stacked after a gain of just a yard. Richard Reed, a very physical defensive left tackle, first man to get him. Reed, one of the 23 players named to the All-Big 8 academic team, and we'll tell you all about all those at halftime. You stay with us. 3rd down and 6 next coming up here for Colorado against the Oklahoma defense.
That's Steve Bryant, Ricky Bryant's younger brother. I tell you, coaches say that he is a Bryant personality because he plays hard, he works hard, he gets after you, he will not quit. They had to pull him off the field. I mean, he is a competitor in every sense, and he's from Tater Hill, Oklahoma. Did you know that, Jim Thacker?
No, I didn't know that, but I love his hometown, Broken Arrow. It's always been one of my favorite towns.
Well, he's not from Broken Arrow. He's actually from Tater Hill, which is a suburb of Broken Arrow.
Well, it hurt the people's feelings there. Here comes the reverse, and here's Oliver breaking through over the 50. First down into Oklahoma territory on the 46. Ricky Dixon. Little counter play after a fake up to the left. They come back to the right with Oliver, the speedster.
There's the spark Colorado needed. They've been running inside plays and pretty conservative setting up that play, getting Oklahoma, and that's what you do so often in the option play. You get lulled to sleep of thinking that, boy, we've got this under control. Now watch what happens. This is a quick reacting Oklahoma defense, and now Oliver goes backside and breaks into the secondary. He is a great talent. You don't want him in the secondary doing this type of things. Watch the blocks that are set up.
Oliver again with good blocking in front of him. Squirts on down here to the 41-yard line. A little pushing going on in there with Brando, wide receiver, who goes back waving his hands to fire up the team.
I don't think he's got any problem firing up the team.
That's Cameron Jones. I'm sorry. Not Brando. Brando 25, Jones 26.
When you're such a quick reacting defensive team, reverses, counter-type plays have a tendency to work because you overshoot your designated area. You take the wrong pursuit angles, and you can attack that and be vulnerable there.
Weatherspoon hammers inside the 40, 3 yards short of a first down. Stopped by Oklahoma's defense, which has not given up a TD rushing all year, and no kind of touchdown since the Texas game. They've not allowed a touchdown since they played Texas. Sam Smith is now playing at right halfback for Colorado, replacing, there's a young fan in the midst of all these Buffaloes. Michael Marcus has suffered a shoulder separation, and he's out of the lineup for Colorado. 3rd and 3. Big play here for the Buffaloes. They're down by 2 touchdowns. Now the flea flicker. Back it comes, and there goes Hatcher over the middle. Intercepted by Oklahoma. Back comes Sonny Brown. 35-40. Brown hit down as he crosses midfield to the 49, and the second big turnover goes to Oklahoma. The Sooners are playing perfect football.
The unfortunate thing is that Hatcher can't find Lance Carl, number 2, who's wide open. If he's looking, he finds his tight end and tries to throw it to his tight end, but Carl, number 2, the split end, is open. Now he finds the tight end, and he overthrows him, and then Sonny Brown's right there, picks the ball off. Actually, he was going to O.C. Oliver out of the backfield, and then Sonny Brown, former quarterback, knows what to do with the ball after he catches it.
Oklahoma goes back to the attack at the Colorado 49, leading 49-0. Jamel Holloway hit behind the line, pitches the ball down on the ground. Loose ball recovered Oklahoma by Perry. Ooh, Leon Perry scrambling to avoid giving the ball right back.
Colorado's doing a very good job on the defensing of the Wishbone offense. Again, watch Holloway. He's off his path. He's way in the backfield. The quarterback-pitch relationship is wrong. The ball is behind Perry. He does a great job of being an athlete and finding the football. Colorado's doing a good job on the wide plays. See what happens? The quarterback and the back that's catching the ball, their relationships cut down. It's because Colorado's distorted it with good play inside.
2nd and 17. Here comes the tight end reverse to Jackson. Jackson hit once, breaks a tackle over the 50. He's going to have a long gain and sends the 30-yard line of Colorado to the 30-27. Penalty marker is down, so hold on. Clipping against Oklahoma. Well, Jackson breaks his second impressive run of the day on the tight end reverse, but this one's going to be nullified on a clipping penalty. We'll show it to you in just a moment after referee John Lords. Going to walk off the penalty here from the Oklahoma 42.
I think what has made Oklahoma such a good offensive football team is they have so many big play talents. They've got so much depth. They've got 3 quarterbacks, 3 fullbacks, 5 halfbacks, 9 offensive linemen that can all play. Watch what happens. Let's see to be on the backside right there. That right there it was. Can't identify the player, but Keith Jackson, the athlete, but it's all for naught. It's coming back.
And as so often happens, Steve, that clip had nothing to do with the play. Play was already beyond the Colorado player, but sets Oklahoma. That's the first mistake Oklahoma's made in this game. 14-0. Second and real long yardage. Holloway keeps. Holloway turns the corner, and he's brought down the 45 after a nifty game. About 15 yards on that run. Right, Ray Pole, and Rodney Rogers went out to finally catch up with the elusive Jamel Holloway.
Jamel really has a sense of what his limitations are as a quarterback in the Wishbone offense. He also has a tremendous amount of confidence, and his team around him does, and that's the difference. We'll probably see Eric Mitchell today. Both quarterbacks are outstanding talents, but it's the Holloway confidence and magic about him when he's on the field that separates the two players.
Rush for 610 yards coming in this game, 7 touchdowns. Now he has it 3rd down and 16. Through 2 defenders, and he's nailed before he can get the first down yardage by Mickey Pruitt. He does get it across the 50, and Oklahoma ate up some good yardage after that long clipping penalty. But now they'll have to give it back to Colorado with about a minute to go in the first half. The Buffaloes will get it. Thompson, the last time he was in here, punted it dead on the 1-yard line, and it set up Oklahoma's second touchdown. Jeff Campbell's waiting with the sun in his eyes here. And Thompson looking at a 10-man rush coming at him from Colorado. Buffaloes have been close a couple of times. Not a good kick this time. It takes a nice bounce for Thompson and gets inside the 15. Colorado will have it at their 14, 86 yards away, and only 37 seconds remaining in the first half. When we come back to wrap it up in the first 2 periods, Oklahoma leading it 14-0. Marcus has been lost for the game for Colorado. Their starting right halfback, shoulder separation. He's been replaced by Cameron Jones. O.C. Oliver remains at left half. Hatcher is back in at quarterback. Time running out here in the first half. Weatherspoon with a counter from fullback running back to his left. A short gain out to the 18-yard line. Troy Johnson stopped him for Oklahoma. Clock's running now with 25 seconds to go in the half. Oklahoma will go in with a 14-0 lead, it appears, and sort of a gift touchdown on their second one when it was fumbled by Colorado at the 1-yard line. They might have time for one more play here. Let's see. Colorado's in no hurry to get this snap underway. They might just let time run out, and they will. Colorado's content to go to the dressing room down 14 points to Oklahoma, but they were back deep in their own territory. Any little likelihood of doing anything. And so the Sooners still hoping for a second national championship, and with a showdown with Nebraska coming, were able to get their defense and hold Colorado off the first half.
Well, I think that Oklahoma has got to feel pretty lucky to be 14-0 because they really got a cheap touchdown, and Colorado has played well enough, and I think Bill McCartney's got enough good things that happened to him in the first half to build on for a second half. The emotion is still there. I think Colorado's got a lot of momentum, and that's going to be a factor in the second half.
And that's the story of the first half. Oklahoma, for the first time this year, was stopped from getting into scoring position on their opening drive, but they did later score 2 touchdowns. They lead 14-0, and we'll be right back after these words from our local stations. This is the Raycom Sports Network. Fairly even first half, fairly hard fought with the exception of the gift touchdown Oklahoma received, recovering the fumble at the 1-yard line. But you got to thank Thompson's superb punt that went down at the 1-yard line to set that up. The Sooners did drive for one legitimate score, and they kept Colorado out of the end zone to lead 14-0 at halftime. Oklahoma, the favorite, leading in this game. That's still got a long way to go. Now, as we start our halftime show here from Folsom Field, let's first have this message from these two fine universities, Colorado at Boulder, Oklahoma at Norman. Now back at Folsom Field, we're kind of celebrating Academic Day here because this is the 1986 Academic All-Big 8 team. One thing I want to note here, Steve Davis, is that Nebraska and Oklahoma over the years, the two dominant football teams, the Big Eight, also dominate this all-academic team. They got 9 players apiece.
Well, it's a great compliment to both the programs to increase the intensity regarding academics and playing football. Both teams are outstanding on the field, but they've also been well known for many years as being outstanding talents in the classroom, and it's a compliment to both those programs, as it is to all the Big Eight member schools.
Of course, you see the familiar name of Brian Bosworth, great All-American and Dick Butkus Award winner for Oklahoma. To the right of their grade point averages, all of them are 3.0 except for 3. So that's a great testimony to academic standards in the Big Eight Conference. And, of course, another one here today, Barry Helton, the Colorado kicker, having an excellent first half, averaging 46 yards a punt.
No doubt about it.
Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half of play now. 14-0, Oklahoma in the lead. Sooners, of course, earned their first touchdown. Colorado kind of gave them one gift wrap as Christmas came early on the second one.
There's no doubt about it. Patrick Collins, it's the option play, executed perfectly by Jamel Holloway. Patrick gets a good block outside by Keith Jackson, and then Patrick Collins able to use his speed. Another good block to hold up that secondary back of Colorado, and Oklahoma goes ahead 7-0.
Next play was set up by a sensational punt. So Hilton's not only the great punter here, so's Todd Thompson. Watch this one go dead at the 1.
So many times in the big ball games, it's defense and kicking game, and here he did what he was coached to do, and yet the ball was a dead spiral. It landed right there, and Oklahoma got great field position, setting up another play. This one right here.
Well, this one that caught Mark Walters. Now, let me make a point here, Steve, because there's some going to question Bill McCarty for having Walters in the play for this in the game for this play. Young freshman quarterback backed up to the own 1-yard line. But you hit it on the head. It wasn't so much Walters' fault.
No, I think it was Weatherspoon's fault. He cuts it off. Walters is going down the line. It's an option play with probably on the base side trying to give the fullback the ball, and he just cut him off. He was trying to cut back, trying to take advantage of Oklahoma's defensive speed, and it cut the ball away from the quarterback, and they fumbled.
And, of course, the fumble recovered by Oklahoma. And the next play, Lydell Carr goes over the top.
Well, it's a cheap touchdown for Oklahoma, and I know they're counting their blessings right now, and Colorado's defense is saying, hey, listen, offense, help us out a little bit.
And with that touchdown, Oklahoma goes ahead 14-0. Any more thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think that Colorado really had all the right things going for them. I think they had the momentum and the emotion, those parts, but they've got to get a big play offensively. They've got to do something. They're doing the job to keep Oklahoma out of the end zone, and they're causing them to go long distances, but they've not been able to create the real offensive punch that they need in the ball game. So I would see trick play, something to get some fire offensively, and then defensively, they've only given up one sustained drive to Oklahoma. They've kept them, in between the 20s, and that's success when you're playing Oklahoma.
Actually, Colorado's success has come from the bread and butter stuff. They tried a lot of the trick stuff, and very little of it's worked, as it did against Nebraska.
Well, there's no doubt about it. It makes it important for Colorado, I think, is to be able in that defensive front, and they did it a lot in the first half, is to keep confusing Jamel Holloway, causing him to get out of tempo, and I think we'll see a different ball game in the second half. Oklahoma needs to take them away from the ball game right now, but Colorado, they've got other things on their mind. There's no doubt.
All right, well, coming back with the all-state statistics on the first half of this game, being led by Oklahoma by 14-0. Those stats coming up after this.
Are your car insurance bills swallowing a little too much of your budget? There is something you can do about it.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Come into Allstate and compare.
I'll be in menswear.
We'll do everything we can to save you some money.
There you are, sir. Nice shirt. Well, thanks. Looks like I get to keep it.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
For their distinguished achievement.
Well, out on the field, the Colorado Buffaloes set to return here along with Ralphie, too. And here are the first half statistics brought to you by Allstate Insurance Company. You see first half's pretty even, but after that, Oklahoma dominated.
Oklahoma in the rushing game, 161 yards, no passing for either team, which is typical of wishbone teams. I think Oklahoma's about 105th in passing. Colorado's 103rd out of 105 teams. Total yards reflected. Passing 0 of 4. Nobody's completed anything. Then turnovers. That's the crucial issue, and I promise you, the Colorado turning the ball over on their own 1-yard line, you've got a different ball game if it's 7-0, but 14-0. And then Colorado, another stat that's important is they've been able to possess the ball, keep it. That's another point that Bill McCartney said, if we're going to win and choreograph a victory, we've got to control the football. They did in the first half.
Well, let's look at some other scores around the country today. There's a very big game in the Big Ten. Ohio State headed for a showdown with Michigan. Illinois, they upset Iowa last week. Now they're leading Indiana. And Michigan headed for Ohio State, of course, leading Winston. There's Texas over TCU at the half, 24-0. Purdue and Iowa tie. Well, Purdue giving Iowa a battle. That's really a surprise in the Big Ten. We'll see how that one develops. Next weekend is the last to catch a full complement of Big 8 conference football this season. In addition to our Raycom Sports telecast of the Kansas-Missouri game from Columbia, Missouri, Iowa State is at Oklahoma State. Colorado is at Kansas State, and it's Oklahoma at Nebraska. And now coming up here in Boulder, Folsom Field on a beautiful day. Second half with Oklahoma leading 14-0. We'll be right back. Oklahoma had the second half option of the Sooners with a 14-0 lead, elected to take the win. And Colorado will receive just as they did to start the ball game. So, Steve, why would Oklahoma take the win and not take the ball?
I don't think Oklahoma wants to get into the situation in the fourth quarter where the game is tight and very competitive. They want to take all the muscle and do all they can in the third quarter and try to take Colorado out of the ball game this particular 15-minute period.
So they're going to their strength of defense. This one should go beyond the end zone and for a touchback. It's fielded there by Keith Pontefract, but it's beyond the end line, automatic touchback. And so Colorado will start the second half. And let's see who's coming on at quarterback. They use both Mark Hatcher and Mark Walters the first half. It's going to be Mark Hatcher coming out at quarterback, I believe. Yep, he's getting a final word over there from offensive coordinator Jerry DiNardo and Bill McCartney. And here comes Hatcher. Michael Marquez, who started the game at right halfback, is out with a shoulder separation. Cameron Jones is playing his spot. And O.C. Oliver is the left half with Anthony Weatherspoon at fullback. First play of the second half. And here's the keep, and there is Brian Bosworth. So welcome to the Big 8, Mr. Hatcher. Brian Bosworth just smothered Hatcher, coming hard from his linebacking post on the strong side.
Oklahoma's down people do a great job of protecting Brian Bosworth. Look at him. See, he's just all by himself. Nobody's there. He's totally protected. He's able to go make the play. And there he is right in front of you. And I tell you what, that could be your worst nightmare to see that. Unencumbered Brian Bosworth coming right at you.
Loss of only 2, though, and it's second down and 12. Now Oliver with his speed, trying to get to the Bosworth to the other side. Bosworth with 2 straight tackles, throwing runners for losses both times. Here come the Oranges out of the Colorado section, and that'll be able to bring on another timeout.
If you don't know Brian Bosworth, all the Oranges do is just egg him on. He's going to play harder and be more intense. Watch him break down again. Nobody around Brian Bosworth. He's all by himself. A lot of people can make those kind of plays if you don't get someone around his feet and try to take him out of the play.
So again, play is delayed here as they get the Oranges off the field. Now we're going to be set to play. What this could develop into, if it gets into where it's delaying the game, the officials do have the authority to charge Colorado with a timeout. But there's been no warning as yet. One wide receiver. Sam Smith has come at left halfback for Colorado. Here's a play action. And here's Hatcher coming down here for Ferrando, almost picked off. Boy, Derek White had that measured and pretty near intercepted as he cut right in front of Ferrando. The incomplete pass, and Oklahoma's strategy has worked perfectly, taking the win to start the second half. They kept Colorado from getting the first down, and now they'll get the ball in great field position. Barry Helton, the All-American punter, but he's only human. He's standing on his 5-yard line. And it'll take a very good kick here to get this ball back somewhere around the Oklahoma field. And it's a sailing spiral that's taken on the 30-yard line. Here comes Collins, and he is smacked down hard. What a hit down there by Colorado Steve Beck, one of the specialty team leaders, number 15. He's a senior, but he's just a specialty team player, and he chilled Collins on that return.
Beck's a walk-on, earned a scholarship, limited speed but unlimited heart, and watch him make the tackle. This is not fun. Good effort. Number 5, 15. Watch him come into the picture. Patrick Collins trying to break down, and then there's Steve Beck making the play.
51-yard punt by Helton. So he continues his great average, which is net punting leads the nation. Oklahoma. Dead ball foul, and that'll be a flag or a walk-off automatic against the Sooners.
See if we can find the motion of the offensive line. The right side, number 68, Anthony Phillips. A little premature on the snap count.
Takes it back to the 28 when we first down at 15. Carl Cavanis comes in at wide receiver, replacing Derek Shepard for the play. And they split Cavanis to the top of your screen to the left. The Oklahoma Wishbone. Very effective in the first half. And there's a nice keep by Holloway. Now good coverage by Colorado. They strung it out. And Holloway had no one to pitch to and nowhere to go. Cope and Remington, the two guys who led that black-shirted defensive wave for Colorado.
Here's Oklahoma's answer to the refrigerator. Watch Greg Johnson. He's 315 pounds, number 75. In the offensive line, when you're the Wishbone, you don't have to be quite the talent. You just try to wall off the inside people. That time, Greg didn't do his job and isolate because there's too much pursuit coming on Jamel Holloway. You've got to isolate the inside people and let the outside people, quarterbacks, operate on the perimeter.
2nd and 12, Oklahoma. Holloway keeps. Holloway breaks through. Turns on the speed of the 50, has the first down at the Colorado 48. Rodney Rogers tripping up Jamel Holloway. There's the vaunted Oklahoma speed.
I've always been told speed kills. Watch Jamel Holloway. Good fake, everyone motion. Now watch, you see all the backside cuts and breaks of the offensive line, cutting people off and isolating Jamel, putting him in the secondary. There's Derek Shepard doing a good job on another man that's trying to make the play on Holloway. Goes into the secondary.
A miss by Rappold, and Holloway was off to the races. First down, Oklahoma. Fullback has it, and it is Earl Johnson tracking up the middle. Cole Hayes upsetting. Again, they go behind that strong right side, Phillips and Johnson.
The right side, Phillips and Johnson, really outstanding players. They just roll up. Is that, looks like Cole Hayes, number 82, roll him up. He does a good job, though. He gets back up. They did good effort by Cole Hayes. You'd think the offensive line had him isolated, and he rolled back up and made the play.
Hayes injured on the play, so Bill McCartney will have to make a change here. He has Arthur Walker, freshman, and Pete Harsin, another freshman, the two backups. He may have to get Hayes out of there against this very hard-rushing Oklahoma offense. We get a timeout. Oklahoma leads it 14-0, 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cole Hayes is out of the lineup. He was shaken up on that play, replaced by another freshman, Arthur Walker, freshman from Houston. Holloway set to go now, second down and 7. Holloway's keep, he is hit, and will be taken down for loss. Tom Reinhardt was the guy who collared him, and then he had some help coming on.
Watch Reinhardt, number 97. He really does a good job. He stays up on his feet, and he just keeps stringing it out. Perfect play. They're trying to block him, but Keith Jackson doesn't put him away and turn him inside, and Reinhardt just uses his ability and wraps it up and waits for help. There's plenty of those black jerseys around, and Colorado makes another good play on the option.
One of 3 Reinhardt brothers who played. One here, of course, the other in Nebraska. 2 wide receivers. Now they've got only 1 running back, Earl Johnson behind Jamel Holloway. It's passing formation. They give it to Johnson, and Johnson is hit and down by Barry Remington, short of a first down by 2 or 3 yards. He gets it back to the 41-yard line, and it's 4th down for Oklahoma. If you're thinking field goal here, you're thinking about a 58-yarder.
Well, again, they try to disguise it that they may go past. They pull both sides. It's a trap play. And watch him go inside. There's the trap on 95, Kirk Koch. He turns inside. Excellent effort by Barry Remington, linebacker. He read the play. He stepped up in the hole by the vacated guard and made the play on Earl Johnson, forced the punt.
Thompson's on again. Had that pivotal punt the first half, dead at the 1-yard line. Here comes Colorado hard again. Another fine punt, and this one's going to come down close to the goal. It takes another great bounce for Oklahoma and is down on the 5. How about that? I tell you, Thompson's got some talent there that's more than just luck. Twice he has put that ball inside the 5 and prevented it from bounding on into the end zone. He is having some day for a team that is very, very low in national. We'll be
week long, he's heard about the fact of Barry Remington being the great punter and the All-American, and he has really put on a show today of putting Colorado deep in their own territory. Good coverage by Oklahoma.
First down play, Anthony Weatherspoon. Crunched hard as he comes up the middle. Like Darren Kilpatrick or Troy Johnson made the stop with Bosworth, who's ever present on those defensive plays.
More in the mentality of Oklahoma coaches, I think they're saying, let's go play field position, and they don't think that if Colorado's got long distances to go that they can score, because they believe that their defense can do the job and key on Colorado and control where they will not have any big plays. And so I think that Oklahoma's showing their confidence now in the defense, and let's just go kick it and make them go long distances and prove that they're the better team.
Oklahoma defense, which has given up only 3 points in the last 5 games. Here's a quarterback draw. Here's Hatcher breaking through there for a first down and gets it out of a dangerous spot. Hatcher on a fake runs a quarterback counter, and he pops through.
Hatcher used this play against Oklahoma State quite successfully because Oklahoma State has a quick reacting defense. Look at Oklahoma's defense reacting. Look at Bosworth breaking to the outside. Now he's got to go to the outside, back inside. Good effort, and then Hatcher has the kind of speed to put him in the secondary. So that's a big play for Colorado, trying to intimidate Oklahoma by taking advantage of their quickness.
Now the pitch it deep to Oliver with his speed, and he will not get around the corner. Oliver ahead as he turns upfield for just a short game by Bosworth again, who's playing another stout game for this Oklahoma defense. Oklahoma, this is an amazing factor, but Oklahoma comes very close to scoring a point for every yard the opponents have gained. They've given up 440 yards rushing, and they've scored 418 points. Well, they're over that now with 14 today. 432 points. From the 22-yard line, it'll be second down and 8 for Colorado. Hatcher in the backfield with Weatherspoon. And now M.J. Nelson is in there. Cameron Jones. They have taken Oliver out for the moment. Fullback Weatherspoon hammers his way up to the 25. Weatherspoon had quite a statistic, Steve, on how many yards he'd gained after being hit. And that's been a challenge to this Oklahoma defense, and they've been pretty effective in cutting him down.
I'll tell you, he's 250-plus pounds at the fullback position. He's a great impact player for Colorado and so important to their success offensively. Colorado's not had a lot of success outside running the ball because of Oklahoma's speed. Their seemingly success has been on counter-type stuff, reverse-type plays, taking advantage of Oklahoma's quickness and trying to execute against it.
Third down, and here's Hatcher now. Hatcher behind the line, breaks through. Hatcher's got the first down. Over the 35, out on the 37. Penalty flag down. Hold it. Penalty flag is down. Sonny Brown made the stop for Oklahoma. Hatcher had an apparent first down, but maybe not. Because the flag was thrown back at the line of play, and the signal's holding against Colorado. That takes away first down for the Buffaloes, and it'll push them back deeper in the hole.
Mark Hatcher again, impromptu play, trying to make something happen in the passing game. Watch Oklahoma fight, and then he dodges bullets, and then he gets into the secondary. And somewhere,
they're holding
the hole right there.
Holding Keith Jackson, looks like, or not
Dante
Jackson,
Williams.
Dante Williams, right. Well, the penalty takes it back to the 15. So now Oklahoma, if they can keep Colorado here, making a 15-yard play, would come up with good field position. That's the strategy the Sooners came into the second half with, choosing to kick off to take the win, and they've kept the Buffaloes bottled up. It's Hatcher's job to try to get them out of there. Jamel Holloway made some remarks about Hatcher before the game, but Hatcher kind of shrugged him off. Play action, the fake again. Hatcher sacked. Taken down hard by Troy Johnson. Boy, what a pass rusher he is. He's now had 2 sacks in this game, and a total of 7 for the year.
Colorado trying to get a big play in the passing game, trying to kind of take the heat off of them. There's Troy Johnson coming right in. No one picked up Troy Johnson. Fast, quick, intelligent player. There's Lance Carl. He's open. They're just not getting enough time to throw the ball.
Al Helton back in his end zone. Pressure's really on him, and he hits a big one. Fair catch called for by Collins. inside the 40 at the 39, and there Oklahoma will have excellent field position to start their next series of downs midway in the third quarter, and the Sooners still holding that 2-touchdown lead. It's Oklahoma 14 and Colorado nothing. And we'll be right back after these words from our local stations. This is the Raycom Sports Network.
I don't think it reflects Colorado's ineptness on offense. I think it shows the greatness possibly of Oklahoma. They're the #1 rushing defense, #1 in scoring, #1 in total defense. And those possessions today at Colorado illustrate the point.
Fullback has got it. Lydell Carr gets up over the 40. Cole Hayes is back in there. Remember, he was shaken up. Makes the stop on Carr. Well, you can tell Barry Switzer's intent on this ball game. Normally, he will split up the quarterbacking duties with Jamel Holloway and Eric Mitchell. So far, we have not seen Mitchell today, and it's been the more experienced Holloway all the way so far. 2 wide receivers now as they split Keith Jackson away at tight end on the right. This is Stafford. Stafford gets a little bit of a crack and drives it out over the 45. This is the type of yardage that Oklahoma's trying to gain. They just want to chop it off 5 yards in a whack. That's how the wishbone operates. You get them in trouble when you get them 3rd and long. That seldom happens to a team of Oklahoma's caliber. And in the story here today, they were able to move for 1 scoring drive, and they've kept Colorado bottled back here in the 3rd period. Here's a big play for the Colorado defense. 3rd and 3 at the Oklahoma 46. A tackle over the 50 for the first down. They had him behind the line. David Tate finally makes the stop down at the 46-yard line, and it's another first down for Oklahoma.
Colorado really in the second half and even the latter part of the second quarter has done a great job. There's Reinhardt, has a chance to make the tackle. He slides off Holloway, and then it's just Holloway's athletic ability, his quickness, and his strength that gets the 1st and 10. But Colorado's there. They're doing a great job on defense. They've just not been able to stop it when they make first contact with the player. They haven't wrapped him up every time.
Keep a Holloway. Holloway hit, breaks another tackle. Boy, that kid is strong, and it finally takes Rodney Rogers coming across the secondary and Tom Reinhardt to pull him down. So twice, Jamel Holloway has broken tackles to get substantial gains.
Jamel's 5'11", 180-pound sophomore. It's the outside option play. He knows he can't pitch the ball because his pitch man is covered, and he knows he's got to fight for yards. He gets around the man that had his responsibility and just fights for additional yardage. A very confident, cool operator at the wishbone.
And Steve, he's destined someday to pass up your 2,000-yard rushing. It's over 1,500 yards here already. Barry Remington, that time on the stop of Lydell Carr, but it carries for a first down to the 35-yard line and inside to the 34. Oklahoma's on the hunt here again. They set a record here against Colorado 6 years ago, and they rushed for 758 yards. I don't think they get that today, but right now they're in control of this game. 92 yards so far for Holloway today. He rushed for 100 yards against Missouri last week, and he's on the verge of getting it in this game. First down play. Fullback Carr rams through there inside the 30. Rodney Rogers makes the tackle in the secondary. Lydell Carr, who's over 1,800 yards right now, and has his eyes set on making that 2,000 yards group that includes 11 former Sooners. They came into this game, Oklahoma did, with 11 players who had rushed for 100 yards this year, and on the very first play, Keith Jackson carried it. He went over the 100-yard mark, setting a new record. 12 Sooners, 100 yards or more for the year. 2nd and 4. Holloway keeps, fakes, and he's taken down. Not to be fooled with Barry Remington. He's playing with that impaired vision, but he is quite a courageous player. Number 40. 2-year captain here in Boulder. Hollowell is shaken up. Holloway did not get up after that tackle from Remington, so we may see Mitchell. See what happened there, Steve?
what happens.
Couldn't tell anything there, could you? Just looked like a straight play.
Just looked like it was pulled down around the upper part of his body, rolled over his shoulder.
Mitchell, like Holloway, is a sophomore. He's from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He has rushed for 430 yards this year. He's passed for 179. So he's total of offense over 600 yards. Scored 7 touchdowns rushing and thrown for 3. So Mitchell's got a lot of credentials. They're really working over Holloway out there. So let's hope he's really not hurt seriously. Barry Switzer, you went out on the field with the trainers. Saw this happen once in a football game, Steve. Talking about something scary. Let's hope nothing like that here. When a player swallowed his tongue, that happens occasionally. It's a very dangerous, serious situation. And not a hitting or enemy, something like that's happening. You know, now, matter of fact, Holloway is sitting up now. Well, while we got a moment here, remind you that Penn Valley Community College in Kansas City will be the site for the 1986 Big 8 Women's Volleyball Championship, set for November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Defending champion Nebraska is looking to keep its 11-year reign over Big 8 volleyball alive. So make plans now to attend the 1986 Big 8 Volleyball Championships next weekend. Penn Valley Community College, Kansas City. Holloway's walking on. He's okay. Look at it again.
What's 95 Kurt Koch? He might get, there it is. He might have gotten poked in the eye as a possibility. Yeah, he was trying to adjust his face mask. That might have been the issue.
Well, Eric Mitchell's in the game.
Yeah, it's his eye.
They're looking over Holloway. Give out of the backfield. Now the Colorado defense fired up. They may have stopped him. Ken Rappold hitting that time on Spencer Tillman. And he stopped short of the first down. This very definitely in field goal range, but it's 4th and a half a yard. And Oklahoma might just decide here to try to ram that in there for first down. There's Remington. Suffered that unfortunate accident. Stepped on a bottle of ammonia, squirted it in his eyes, and his vision has been deteriorating. But he continues to play. Not a good day for him. Here they go. 4th and a yard. Mitchell, and over the top, Spencer Tillman for the first down. Dives inside the 19-yard line. Looks like he's got a first down by a full half yard. As Colorado plays it tough defensively, but just not tough enough for Bob out of foot.
Spencer Tillman really has the best jumping ability of any of the Oklahoma backs, and this time Leon Perry will put a block and allow Spencer to jump. Just trying to get the 1st and 10, get out there with the football.
Boy, Steve, that's what I call an athlete giving up his body.
This is not pillow fighting. It's a physical sport, and you've got to be able to move the chains and whatever it takes to get it done. I think that's the main part of, when you look and talk to any Big 8 football player that plays in the conference and plays a very competitive league, you make whatever sacrifices are necessary.
Coming to measure, but I think this is merely academic here. They clearly picked up the first down by almost a yard. First down, Oklahoma, near the Colorado 23-yard line. So the Sooners are threatening again.
Holloway's back in the ball game now.
Jamel's back in there, so apparently was just the eye. Oklahoma's been averaging 50 points against Big 8 teams and 550 yards. Run into a tough team here today. There's the rushing yardage, about double for Oklahoma. Holloway keeps hit behind the line, keeps his balance, and is taken down now as he gets it almost back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, Schubeck broke through there with great pressure on Holloway and almost had him for a loss. But for Holloway's great athletic ability, he was able to squirm free and pick up a game.
That's Jamel Holloway. Colorado again doing a great job inside. A lot of the pursuit. See the backside people. There's Cole Hayes, 82. Holloway scrambling to try to get extra yards. Didn't quite make it.
Lost a yard. Eric Mitchell now is coming again, replacing Holloway.
You were looking at the stat of total yards, 230. Oklahoma's been on a track of 431 yards a game, and so Colorado's doing an exceptional job statistically keeping Oklahoma below its average.
Second down, 11. Mitchell keeps. Mitchell hit, and penalty flags go everywhere. That has all the earmarks of a dead ball foul. So we're guessing here somebody may have moved the Oklahoma line. And it is a legal procedure against the Sooners on the signal from John Laurie. It's an automatic penalty. Sometimes you say, well, why don't we take the play? Well, a dead ball foul, you got no choice. Sometimes that works in the favor of the team that's getting penalized. For example, Kansas was playing Iowa State, had Iowa State beaten, and they sacked the quarterback. But on the play, there was a dead ball foul. They penalized Iowa State, come back to a long pass, went on and won the ball game. Can't happen. Oklahoma back down at the 29, second and 16. Broken the ball. There goes Colorado rushing outside. That was Kurt Koch. Now, did somebody move for Oklahoma or not? Looked like Koch just charged in there.
I think Greg Johnson.
He moved?
75.
That's the case. The penalty is going to be on Oklahoma. That looks like that's it. Penalty flag against Oklahoma's Barry Switzer now from coming on the field. And that'll be a long one for unsportsmanlike conduct on Switzer. And of course, these fans here in Boulder love that, Steve. Switzer hit with a long penalty. This is going to be about 20 yards in penalties. There's 5 yards for the legal procedure. Movement in the line. Now we're going to get a 15-yarder here against Switzer. And this takes it almost back to midfield. Well, the Colorado fans getting something to cheer. Switzer's adamant over there, wanting to know what happened. He was trying to find out something, perhaps. Switzer's a battler, isn't he? He's going to have his word. Barry Switzer. He needs 16 straight wins in order to pull even with Bud Wilkinson when Wilkinson was 150 and 25. Right now, Switzer's 134 and 25. Actually, a game ahead of him, but he's got a long winning streak yet to come if he's going to catch Bud at that particular stage. Back to the 49. Now it's second down, and from here to Denver to go for a first down. You'd think it's passing situation, but Oklahoma likes to run. And now Jamel Holloway wants a timeout. Now this is firing up the Oklahoma crowd. If that'll be a factor or not for the fourth period, you never know. Teams can get inspired, and when they've been winning, sometimes fans can inspire them to play in heroic style. Let's keep a note of this. Colorado players are pounding themselves on the back. Let's take a break here and come right back. Oklahoma's ball, and they lead it 14-0. Bill McCartney could be second guessed on having a young quarterback in the key time. No, but I don't think so. Barry Switzer just been hit with a 15-yard penalty, and he's got this Colorado crowd on its feet. Second down and 35 yards to go. Fullback breaks through that. Slidell Carr, and it takes a game tackle to stop him at the 40-yard line. 9-yard pickup. Mickey Pruitt, number 19, the first to hit him. Slidell Carr, who's been alternating with Earl Johnson at fullback in this game, been the workhorse for the Oklahoma backfield this year, a bruising type runner. Spencer Tillman, usually teams with him, is out of there now, replaced by Anthony Stafford. Patrick Collins, the other half. Third and 26. Al Holloway says he cannot hear, so the officials give him an official timeout here to quiet down the crowd. If the officials warn the crowd, then it can result in a timeout charge to Colorado.
I think what's important for Jamel Holloway and any quarterback in this situation, if at all costs that you feel that you can communicate, then try to run the play and take the emotion out of the crowd. Every time you go back to the huddle asking to the official that I cannot hear, you bring the crowd even more because they know that they're having an effect on you. So if you can run the play, and take the emotion away from Colorado fans that right now are very much into the ball game.
Well, Holloway's going down the line telling his players what he wants. Won't be switching plays here. Holloway on the keep. Holloway cuts and he's hit. Taken down by Tom Dunn, and DeLuzio. Done playing for an injured Tom Reinhardt, who's out of the lineup at the moment for Colorado.
You cannot say enough about Colorado in the sense of their middle people, Koch, Rappold, and Hayes, Remington, DeLuzio, the two linebackers. Watch them react. You're not getting the backside block if you're Oklahoma. That frees Remington able to go and pursue. Look, all the pursuit, the black jerseys around Oklahoma, forcing them to the sideline, stringing it out, and pursuit and speed being the difference.
Todd Thompson's been one of the heroes today for Oklahoma. His punting has been instrumental in setting up a score and keeping Colorado pinned in a hole. Jeff Campbell waiting for Colorado. Thompson going with the wind here late in the third period. High punt. This one will carry to the end zone and in there for a touchback. And that one really bounced backward. That guy's got a talent for having punts hit and stop or bound back toward him. So now Colorado takes possession of the ball. 8 seconds to go in the third period. Still no score. They're trailing Oklahoma 14-0.
Travel arrangements made through Eastern Airlines, serving Big 8 country with convenient flights to the east and west. Eastern, a leader in service to all the Americas.
McCartney again comes in with Mark Walters, his freshman quarterback, replacing Mark Hatcher. Walters drops on it to avoid another disaster. Walters was in there for that critical fumble by Colorado late in the first half that gave Oklahoma an inexpensive touchdown at the 1-yard line. And there he fumbles the snap again to end the third period. So the fourth quarter is coming up from Boulder, Colorado. Oklahoma's nationally ranked defense continues to shut out the Buffaloes. And we'll be right back after these words from our local stations. This is the Raycom Sports Network. There's not been a single pass completion in this game. Here's the run. And now caught behind the line is young Mark Walters, and he is smothered by the Oklahoma defense inside the 20. And a penalty flag is thrown back here. And they're looking at Brian Bosworth. I didn't see that, Steve. What happened?
One of the offensive linemen in Colorado got right in Brian's face, and I think somewhat of a retaliatory move by Mr. Bosworth.
Well, that'll be costly, and for the second time, Oklahoma's going to be caught here with a behavior touchdown. This will be ruled a personal foul against Bosworth. And that gets the Colorado crowd up and going again. Colorado has not started a drive in Oklahoma territory today. They have not really had a threat in the game. They had one or two pretty good-looking drives going in the first half. Both stops. Personal foul Oklahoma. First down Colorado at the 34-yard line. There's Bosworth. Bosworth isn't one to keep things to himself, is he?
No, you challenge him, and he'll challenge you back. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's a very physical, demanding player on the field.
They give it to fullback Weatherspoon. Cracks up into the middle. Gets very little. For Steve Bryan. Yeah, little Stevie, they call him. One of the Bryan boys from Broken Arrow. Or where was it you say he's from?
Tater Hill.
Tater Hill.
I can't believe you've not been to Tater Hill before.
I'm looking forward to it.
Here's the play. Let's find 44, Brian Bosworth. Top right side of the screen. Right there he is. Okay, throws the guy down. There's the guy. Another guy comes in at him. Well, no wonder. I'd have done it too, Brian Bosworth. 3 guys coming at you. The play's over with, and they call the penalty on him.
Quarterback counter by Walters, and Walters gets almost to a first down. He stopped about a yard short by Paul Mediazzo. That'll be third down and about a half a yard.
So many times when the official calls a play like that, a 15-yard penalty, they see the retaliatory move by the player, and they miss the initial impact by another player, and it happens so many times, and sometimes you win, and sometimes you get caught.
Yeah, I guess those things got to even out. Now Mark Walters, with 2 tight ends, needs less than a yard here for first down, and he goes to Weatherspoon, and I don't know whether he made it or not. Weatherspoon stacked up. It looks like short of the 45-yard line. You need to go about the 44 and a half to get the first down. So the spot will be the big key right here. And they're going to ask for a measure. Too close to call, Steve. Very, very close to a first down.
Colorado has not had a big play offensively today. Oklahoma's only allowed 15 plays all season to go beyond 20 yards in length. And so it's hard, it's very difficult to run against this defensive football team. You've got to be able to somehow counter their quickness and the reaction speed that they display so well in the field. And that's the problem for any offense.
First down, Colorado at their 44. The front line has played most of this ballgame. Oklahoma's used substitutions here and there, but for the most part, Brian Johnson, Reed, Mantle, or Darrell Reed have been playing up front with Williams in the middle. Bosworth played the whole ways, and Miliazzo most of the way. Fullback has got it again, and Weatherspoon just charges on up to the 49-yard line, and Bosworth makes the stop on him right there. Both wearing number 44. And that guy, Bosworth, if variety of the spice of life, then he's got to be having a ball, isn't he? 3 years at Oklahoma, going to be Grantland's. Everyone thinks that he'll be going to the NFL next year. He's a redshirt junior. Second down and 6. Weatherspoon didn't have a good handle on the ball, but does get it just over the 50 into Oklahoma territory. And it's going to bring up a tough play for Colorado. For a third down and about 4. Richard Reed makes the stop. Reed had a mild knee sprain.
Watch Oklahoma. Again, this is the top defense in the country. Watch how many white jerseys swarm to the ball. Everyone's movement with the target on the ball carrier. That's what makes for great defense. You see secondary backs, and they keep pounding until they hear that whistle blow. And they're playing so well together and with so much confidence, and that's why they're the best defense in the country.
Third down and 4. Colorado strong side to the right. Fumble. And who's got it? I think Colorado may have covered it, but they're still fighting for it. Now Colorado had the ball on the whistle. So that prevents any chance to pick up a first down. They've pushed it back into Colorado territory, and Barry Helton comes back out on the field. Number 96, Richard Reed, came very close to getting in there.
Everyone's getting ready to recognize the fumble. There's the scramble. Oklahoma's got 2 or 3 players around. Colorado also. But he was able to evidently pull it back in and keep the ball and keep possession.
Oklahoma does not have its returners out there. They're expecting Helton. And Helton is caught and dropped back behind the line. Had no chance to punt. That was not a fake. He was trying to kick. Just a great rush by Steve Bryan up on the inside. And the Oklahoma team with another big play will take over here in Colorado territory.
Steve Bryan, number 86. Great effort player. Let's see if anyone touches him. I don't think so. They did a little stunt, and he was able to change Helton's tempo up, and he just grabbed hold and would not let go.
Great play by Steve Bryan from Tater Hill.
There you go.
First down, Oklahoma at the 38-yard line of Colorado. Here's another opportunity for the Sooners here to add to the lead. The quarterback is Jamel Holloway. Fullback Blydell Carr breaks through, got some room to the 25 for a first down. Stopped by Cole Hayes, who's played a pretty good game today for Colorado. Blydell Carr tracked through there. Boy, they send blockers and backs at you in angry waves, this Oklahoma team does. And look at what they've got. Holloway, very close to 100 yards. Carr could reach 100 today. They had both quarterbacks ran for 100 last week against Missouri. Carr again. Carr this time runs right in the arms of an Oklahoma defender, and he is taken back hard. Tom Reinhardt. Oklahoma defense, they really dominated this game. Excuse me.
Well, they have, but I also want to compliment Colorado's defense because I think they've done as good a job as anyone of being able to really cause Oklahoma to stay pretty much inside. And with Holloway, they've been able to do a great job on the wide plays. Holloway has been the damage for Colorado, but I think Colorado has done a great job of preparing for Oklahoma's speed. And speed's not been the problem. It's been Holloway inside the fullback.
Here comes Holloway on the option. Keeps. Holloway got room. Holloway, and he's inside the 5. Down on the 3-yard line. John Nairn prevented Holloway from going in for another score. And that'll put Holloway over the 100-yard mark for the day.
Again, inside fake, and then Holloway gets on on the corner. Watch, there's Earl Johnson looking to make a block. Breaks in. Colorado this time did not have the number of bodies out on the outside that they have earlier in previous type plays. And Holloway puts them in position to put another touchdown in the end zone.
114 yards rushing today for Jamel Holloway. First and goal, Oklahoma at the Colorado 3. There goes Tillman. Pumps. Ball is free. And let's see who's got it. Could be an Oklahoma touchdown if they recover. Oklahoma's got it for a touchdown, and Oklahoma has scored. Well, everything is bounced right for the Sooners, but when you're a poised team that good, you're going to make your own breaks turn out right. And that's what the Sooners have done here this time.
Again, Spencer Tillman trying to jump for the touchdown. He has the best jumping ability of the group in the backfield, as I said earlier. And as he was going up, it looked like he grabbed someone's helmet. It looked like he was trying to jump through Greg Johnson, his own man, number 75. The ball went free. I wonder if an offensive lineman grabbed that for a touchdown.
Keith Jackson got the touchdown.
Keith Jackson.
That's his 5th touchdown this year. He got that one up by rushing, but just recovering the fumble. OU now adding to its lead, take a stronger command in this game. Lasher, who's bidding for a national record, and just hit his 132nd consecutive point after touchdown. He's in quite a battle with Van Tippen of Alabama, who led him by 1 going into today. Lasher now has his 3rd, and Oklahoma is up 21-0 with 9 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in this game for Boulder. Both these teams have design on bowl games coming in here. Oklahoma still hoping for an Orange Bowl bid. They get by Nebraska next week. And Colorado hoping with a win today that they would have gotten into the Orange Bowl. But now the question comes, Colorado with 5 losses, will they be a bowl bid for them? They've certainly got an excellent team, and over the last 2 months of the season played very, very well. So they would have an excellent chance, I would think. This game's not over yet. Still 9 minutes, 29 seconds to go. The Oranges are coming out on the field again.
Colorado student section just bombarding the Oklahoma kickoff team right now.
Could be a little frustration here, Steve, because I'm sure those oranges were brought out here for a celebration.
They were selling them for $1 a piece or 6 for $5. Now, what a deal is that?
We're in the wrong business then.
Those are pretty expensive oranges. Yep. Every orange is $1. And there are no oranges left in Boulder, Colorado. No fresh orange juice tomorrow.
But there's a good supply in Tater Hill, I'm told. Oklahoma, Nebraska next week. Now, of course, if Nebraska should beat Oklahoma next week, if Oklahoma continues to lead and win this game, then a Nebraska win next week would make it a 3-way tie, and the Orange Bowl would select from the 3. If Oklahoma wins today and next Saturday in Lincoln, then the Sooners will be headed for Miami. High kick coming up Pontiflet at the 5. It's a hole. Pontiflet needs 1 block. 45-yard line, out of bounds on the 46. Excellent run back by Pontiflet. Ricky Dixon made the stop that time, but Keith Pontiflet almost broke the lung.
Boy, such great speed in your skilled positions in your kick return game. Colorado has an outstanding talent here. Pontiflet, watch him break to the outside. Oklahoma, there's a seam created, a crease, and he's able to break into the break deep into the field. No one's there, no wall, just kind of impromptu and found the open area.
Quarterback is Mark Hatcher as Oklahoma comes back to the attack. Hatcher tries to run that little counter, and Oklahoma this time not fooled at all. Richard Reed was waiting for him, and also in there was Darren Kilpatrick waiting. So the two, or rather, might be Dottie Jones, number 50, and Reed, number 96. Number 60 is Mike Mantle. So Oklahoma defense, in addition to being big and strong and powerful, is extremely quick. What makes them the top defense in college football today. Hatcher keeps, sees an opening, and cuts upfield over the 50 to the Oklahoma 49.
If you can, watch Steve Bryan, number 86, on the replay. He's the tackle. Coach coaches in describing, saying he plays with tremendous effort. 86. He's going to be right out. See Weatherspoon break down? There he is right there. He's out tackle, and he breaks down on the quarterback and comes back inside. Was playing off the lineman, just playing with the lineman until he saw the quarterback break inside, and then he broke down and made the tackle.
Jones has replaced Miliazzo, but Brian Bosworth is still in there. Play action fake. And another sack here of Hatcher as Oklahoma keeps up tremendous pressure. And that was Bosworth who got through to sack him. Now look at Bosworth waving to the crowd. Also gave a salute down there to the Sooner fans.
Brian Bosworth plays with tremendous intensity and emotion. He is an emotional spearhead. Even when he falls, he's around the ball, and he knows when he makes big plays and a part of big plays. And this team plays with a lot of motion because Brian Bosworth sets the tone of the defense.
Larry Helton's average about 46 yards. He gets on the bat. Off the side of his foot, Helton, an uncharacteristic bad punt, will give Oklahoma excellent field position here with 7.5 minutes remaining in the game. Now the Sooners would like nothing better than just run out the clock from here with their powerful wishbone attack. We'll see how all that comes about when we come back. There's timeout with a score. Oklahoma 21 and Colorado nothing, and time running out on the Buffaloes. Back now at Boulder, Colorado. We have an unconfirmed report on the score of the Big Ten. We'll get to it in a moment. Oklahoma takes over here. Pretty good field position after the poor punt by Helton. And the give is to Collins. Collins squirts through there over the 45 and dropped on the 47-yard line by Solomon Millicots and Cole Hayes. Collins hasn't been heard of that much today, although he did have a touchdown, first touchdown of the game, on a very beautiful run in the first half.
Patrick really is the epitome of the wishbone halfback. Hands, intelligence, he's a blocker. You know, one thing about the wishbone on both sides for Colorado and Oklahoma, you have to be unselfish as a halfback because you're going to share the responsibility of carrying the football and you're going to share the responsibility of blocking.
Two wide receivers. Oklahoma still runs it for a first down. Fullback hits up the middle. Eric McCarty and Kyle Rappold were the two players that time that hit the stop on Earl Johnson. First down. Michigan, we understand, has come from behind after Minnesota has pulled an upset. They have beaten Michigan 20-17, knocking the Wolverines out of the undefeated ranks. Perhaps opens the door for Oklahoma here to move up to third at least, and perhaps higher after this victory today. Fullback Johnson again cracks through into Colorado territory of the 44, stopped again by Eric McCarty. So how about that? Michigan losing for the first time today to Minnesota. Never expected that to happen. And so that throws the Rose Bowl race into the jumble up there and puts Ohio State very much in the picture. On the national scene might open the door for Oklahoma to move up a notch or two. On the national poll, that could change the bowl lineup considerably. Second and 5. Keep by Holloway. Holloway cuts back upfield, and he is hit hard here by Barry Remington, linebacker who moved out there to string out that play. And it is just short of a first down. It'll be third down and inches here for Oklahoma. There's Remington. What's the kind of day Remington likes? He has a very tough time with bright sunlight. It's been a bright sunlight day here. With that eye situation. First player ever to be a 2-year captain under Bill McCarthy. Now there go players everywhere. Oklahoma was blitzing with its linebackers, and Jamel Holloway wound up with the ball, but who moved first? It's against Oklahoma.
The right side of the offensive line, whole right side, that's Anthony Phillips, 68, the right guard, Greg Johnson, 75. They've had several situations where that's been a problem for Oklahoma today. The crowd was not into that particular play, and it wasn't a matter of communication. Oklahoma anticipating the snap a little bit.
You know, Steve, only 3 teams have really slowed down this Oklahoma offense. Miami, of course. Oklahoma State did it. They kept out of the end zone well. And Colorado's checked up pretty good here. Oh, nice run by explosive when he comes out of that wishbone backfield. Another first down for Oklahoma.
The perfect ratio. You want to create ratios 3-on-2 or 2-on-1, and Patrick Collins gets a great block from Carl Cabanis, number 83, and frees him right there. Watch Cabanis. He's fending him off, keeping him away. That's Wilcox, 29. He still makes the play, but he allowed Collins to make 5, 6, 7 additional yards.
Stafford and Collins. No, it's Tillman and Collins, the running back. And here's Holloway keeping and heading downfield close to the 10-yard line. Stopped by Reinhardt and the neighborhood of the 10.
When you're a wishbone quarterback and you're running lateral so much, you know that you're going to create running lanes, and you've got to have a sixth sense of where the people are going to be coming. Here, Holloway knows, does he go outside? No, he's going to break down. He's going to make that big man miss him and cut up field on a 90-degree angle and get into the secondary.
Well, this is a fast game. This game is less than 2.5 hours old, and we have just 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the contest.
I told you earlier, speed kills.
Jamel Holloway. Oklahoma stayed strictly on the ground today. There's not been a completed pass in the ball game for either team. Spencer Tillman slashes to right inside the 10, hit by Kurt Koch, and he makes a stop around the 8. Good for first down for Oklahoma. It's a first and goal again. Oklahoma's played a near flawless game. Outstanding rushing, great defense, superb punting today from Thompson. And they got a couple of breaks. Now, Colorado would have needed to do all those things plus get all the breaks in the game, most the expert figured, in order to make it a close contest. It did not go that way, and so Oklahoma is very much in command here, although the Buffaloes have played a very courageous game. The defense has been hammered time and again. For the most part, it's been Oklahoma's front line that stayed in there, and Colorado's making it work for every yard. I think it's Spencer Tillman is getting up slowly. There he is, number 20, has a touchdown to his credit. Tillman is good as any there are when he is healthy. Doesn't have the big stats that he did have back when Oklahoma was running the I formation, and he was a freshman getting 1,000 yards his first year. But in the wishbone, he's a very unselfish player. It doesn't seem to matter to him.
He is a great competitor, leader, intelligent, articulate, all the right things, and certainly proud of being a Sooner and being a senior year.
Tillman today didn't pick up that much, only about 13 yards. Holloway 127, but Tillman 13 he needed. Bigger day is a touchdown. Running it in is Patrick Collins for his second touchdown of the day. And Oklahoma now putting this one away with less than 4 minutes to go. Their fourth touchdown to lead by a score of 27-0. Oklahoma very impressive. Sooners would probably like to get another shot at Miami in the Orange Bowl, and we'll have to wait and see on that. There's still Nebraska next week. And is Tim Lasher to try for his 4th point after. He's going now for a national record. This will be his 133rd in a row, and there it is, good. So Lasher keeps his string alive. Oklahoma very much in the driver's seat now, 28-0 over Colorado. Oklahoma just outfanned them and outplayed them. And 3:50 to go. We'll be coming back, and Colorado will be set to receive another kickoff here. Patrick Collins scored his second touchdown. Here it is.
Again, Oklahoma just getting the leverage, the power. It's the counter option this time. You've got 2 lead backs leading Patrick Collins into the end zone. Good effort there by Reinhardt trying to get there. Really, no, just one man touched him, Wilcox, number 29, but it was the power blocking that made the difference.
8 touchdowns on the year for Patrick Collins, all rushing, 63 yards today.
Now, Jim, has Oklahoma not attempted to pass today at all?
They have not.
That hasn't been done since Georgia Tech versus Tennessee, October 8, 1977. They threw no passes. Oklahoma's on a record pace right
You're talking
now.
about all the colleges. The ball's been touched. Now coming back. Colorado. Pontiff will not get the big run back this time. Oklahoma's there to meet him after a little bobble at the 15-yard line. And now Tipper's flaring up a little bit here from the heat of this battle. It's not exactly unexpected. tells you the story of the emotions on the field. Colorado will get the ball. Colorado's gotten off only 2 passes today. I think both those and 4. All those incomplete. So it's not been a completed pass in the game. I wonder if that might be a record. Oklahoma hasn't thrown one, which is going to be a mark for a long standing, and nobody has completed one. Haven't heard of that in a while. Now down at the other end of the field, someone seems to be injured over there. There's a big huddling. I don't think the officials see it. Now finally referee John Laurie spotted what's going on. Here it is. Cheerleaders are out on the field. I don't know whether it's some kind of prank or what.
No. Someone got beamed by Orange.
Well, they need to call a halt to that then. I guess Orange could hurt you, couldn't it? Thrown from up high. I don't know whether it's a Colorado cheerleader or not.
Colorado cheerleader.
We're told it's a cheerleader. Bill McCartney, you can't say he didn't have his team ready to play this game. He had them prepared.
There's no doubt about it. Defensively, I think they came in with a very sound plan. Oklahoma didn't have a whole lot of big plays today. That's one thing they've been noted for all season. And they made them go long distances for touchdowns. And yet they were just not able offensively to put it in the end zone.
Well,
or even threaten really get it anywhere close to the end zone.
Exactly. Not even close for a field goal. He can call Bo Schembechler tonight, his old boss, and they could commiserate a little bit. Schembechler, who was head coach at Michigan with McCartney, is assistant there for 7 years. Became one of his coordinators, and this could be victory number 135 for Barry Switzer against only 25 losses. That's an amazing record. Not since Bud Wilkinson coached the same Oklahoma. Anybody put something like that together. Frank Leahy might have been in that category at one time, but that's an unbelievable mark Switzer has accomplished down there at Oklahoma since 1973, which was your freshman year, Steve.
My sophomore year. I was Barry's first quarterback. And you know the thing about Barry, he may be nationally misunderstood by so many people that look at the Oklahoma football program. Barry is a fierce competitor. He's a vision creator. He can motivate you. He can create visions of what it will be like coming into an environment like Boulder, Colorado today and playing. And he's a great communicator to young 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. And he makes players like Steve Bryant and some of the other players that have been here in the program for several years play above their ability. I was an average player surrounded by a few great ones, and Barry Switzer made me a better player, and he does that almost every year.
Well, you're being a little modest, Steve, but that's beside the point.
No, I'm being truthful. I'm being truthful. I was average, but I tell you what, he can pull it out of you and make you play beyond your ability and beyond your talent.
Well, they've only twice in history has the team won national championships back-to-back. 1956 under Wilkinson, then 1975 under Switzer, and now they got a chance to do it again this year, and Switzer could become the first coach ever to do it twice. There's the cheerleader having to be taken from the field here in Colorado. Now, it really looks serious. I hope and pray it isn't, but that's what resulted here from Oranges coming on the field. Fans don't mean anything vicious about it, but that's the type of thing.
Well, if you throw an orange now, Jim, you mean something. I mean, that's, you know.
Well, they're trying to hit the field, and they missed the field.
Well, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's fun just throwing it at the field. You're throwing it at a target. The cheerleader was trying to pick him up, and somebody beamed him. A Colorado student beamed their own cheerleader. That's the tragedy of it. They shouldn't have allowed, and I'm not knocking the Colorado officials, but there were people selling, as I said, oranges for $1 a piece outside the stadium.
Well, let's hope this is just a precautionary thing, but it certainly is a scary scene here. This young cheerleader had to be carried from the field. 3 minutes and 44 seconds from the end of this game. And it's brought kind of a hush over this crowd, which was roaring back in the first half, but it's had little to cheer about here in the second half. Now, Colorado breaks the ball again. Hatcher remains at quarterback. Hatcher straight back to Russian. Hatcher over the middle. There's the first completion of the game to his fullback Weatherspoon for a close to first down, about 2 yards short around the 25. That's the first completed pass today, so there goes a record out the window. Bosworth was there on the stop. It'll be second down about 2 near the 25.
I don't think you can say enough about what Colorado has done to be 0-4 in the early part of the season and come back and win 5 position to compete to go to the Orange Bowl. That's to their credit. They've been resilient as a football team.
Here comes Oliver turning the corner for a first down, up close to the 30. Bosworth now is out of the Oklahoma lineup for the first time this afternoon. Evan Gatewood, a senior from Dallas, who's already in graduate school and law school. Outstanding students come in to replace him, a fine linebacker. So Bosworth retired, but he played down to inside the final 3 minutes. They take Embry out at tight end, and Colorado now is coming in with two tight ends, Moreno and Carl, and Buffalo's going to have to put the ball up here, try to salvage some kind of score. They have a long way to go. Hatcher throws a delayed screen, and Oliver drops it. A quick screen to Oliver. He had a blocker, Darren Muhlenberg, out in front of him, and he couldn't hold it. There's Bosworth along the sidelines. Football, a violent game, and when Bosworth plays, it becomes a little more violent. And he's made this Oklahoma team one of the great defensive teams in recent history. Going to be a favorite to win the, if a defensive lineman or linebacker could ever won the Heisman Trophy, he would have been a great candidate, wouldn't he? Second down and 10. Hatcher goes back to the option. Hatcher keeps. He's got good speed. Cuts it upfield and has a first down. It comes over the 40-yard line. Fumbles, and Oklahoma's got it. Another turnover by Colorado, and Oklahoma has the football at the 40. Well, it's a tough break for Mark Hatcher and the Colorado team, but that's the way the game's played. Number 42 is Paul Miliazzo, who plays the opposite side linebacker from Bosworth. And a great one in his own right. Hatcher's not getting up either.
Good execution by Mark Hatcher. Counter option play, getting on the corner, turns it inside, uses it. He's got good speed. He's developing that sixth sense of knowing where the angles are. The ball pops loose, a good tackle. Let's see what happens where the ball comes free.
I asked to fall before he hits the ground.
Falling right there. The ball's there, free there. Good tackle there. I don't know who was that? Who made the stick?
Miliazzo got the ball. I couldn't get the tackler. Now Hatcher's up. Back to live action. Hatcher will walk off, and I suspect we'll see Mark Walters again. 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the game. Oklahoma 28-0.
Looked like Kevin Thompson might have been the young man that made the tackle to free the ball up.
Third turnover today by Colorado. Oklahoma has played without turnover. Or back in the freewheeling days of the 70s, that would have made headlines. No turnovers for Oklahoma. Here's Mitchell now in at quarterback. Mitchell can't get to the corner. Run down by Eric McCarty. Used to, Steve, I know, maybe not when you play, but later under Switzer, he taught those quarterbacks to carry the ball in one hand, which gave them increased quickness to get to the corner. Did you play that way?
Oh, sure. You use the ball as you have limited speed that I had. You got to get all the momentum going you possibly can. Ryan Bosworth is really a hero in a lot of sense. People want to get his autograph.
Now here goes Mitchell. Mitchell hit behind the line, and now he comes back on reversing his feet. Wants to throw, and he's nowhere to go. Taken down for a long loss. Longest loss of the day by the Colorado defense. Brad Robinson, a freshman nose tackle. Number 98 made the play.
Eric Mitchell is a very exciting athlete to watch. You always have a sense that something great is going to happen. And even when it's a bottle play, Colorado's got a defense, so you force the quarterback off the path. Eric's giving up way too much yardage here to try to make something happen. And look at the pursuit of Colorado, just swarm him, take him down.
They spot the ball back to the 47-yard line, so it'll be third down and 28 yards to go for Oklahoma. Eric Mitchell now at quarterback. Had a long run against Colorado last year, 36 yards. Oklahoma's yet to throw a pass. Now, just wonder if they might break that right here and try to pick up this yardage and hold on to the ball and run out the clock. This will be a delay of the game penalty, I suppose, back to the 43. That adds 5 more yards on to Mitchell's problems, and it's now third down and long way to go. 28 yards, 27 yards. Next week, Oklahoma goes into Nebraska. Colorado will close out at Kansas State, and will be Kansas, Missouri. 47-48. Did not break the long play. Barry Remington saw to that for Colorado. Another great game for Remington. But the clock now has moved inside the minute, and Colorado calls timeout. They want to get their team on the field and see what they can do about trying to get a score here before it's all over. Colorado has not been shut out this year. Oklahoma has shut out a lot of people. They've given up only 3 points in the last 4 games. There's Parham, the tight end who had replaced Keith Jackson, running that tight end reverse. This is a play that Jackson didn't invent, but he has almost perfected it this year for Oklahoma. And I think a lot of that, Jackson got great talent, but the Oklahoma system helps make that play go too.
Well, you have to concentrate so often on the speed of the outside play that they're able to counteract it. Generally, you've got to pursue and try to get outside, and then what Oklahoma does is the reverse play that has been very effective, as you said, all this year.
When you think Bosworth would be nominated again for Defensive Player of the Week in the Big 8, he's been nominated about 5 or 6 times this year. There's Jamel Holloway, who ran for over 100 yards in this game, was one of the stars for Oklahoma. Another one is on the field right now to kick, Todd Thompson, who's had a fine day punting, and he's held his own in his match against Barry Helton. As a matter of fact, after Helton's poor punt, they might be very, very even. One averaging 43 and the other one averaging 40, so that's a very, very close day for Thompson. Thompson will kick this ball from his own territory, somewhere around the 42-yard line. Single safety back for Campbell. Colorado will try to block this punt. They came very close a couple of times in the first half. Colorado's lowest point output was 13 points against, or 10 points rather, against Ohio State. They lost that game 13-10. Gets it away in the nick of time. Backing up, Campbell's going to let it hit, and this time it takes a Colorado bounce into the end zone and goes for the touchback. So maybe in the face of the rush, Thompson didn't have time to put his customary English on that one, but he gets a very fine punt anyway with no return, and Colorado will have 48 seconds to go, 80 yards, and that would be against the nation's #1 defense. That's a tall order as the shadows now beginning to the Colorado Buffaloes. Mark Walters will be the quarterback. Both wide receivers, Ferrando and Carl, are in. Here's Walters going down to Carl. Threw it away and out of bounds. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 41 seconds to go. Walters came along a lot better than the coaching staff here at Colorado thought he would. He figured maybe he would come in, play some defensive back, but he's developed very, very quickly. Came out of the same high school as Jamel.
No, competed.
That's right, in the same town, Carson, California. Matter of fact, I think his high school team beat Jamel.
Yeah, they sure
some
did.
kind of a playoff.
Banning versus Carson.
Play actually given, but not fooling Oklahoma. And he's going to be caught. Walters taken down. Fumbles, and Oklahoma's got it again. Another turnover to Oklahoma with 34 seconds to go. Well, now the Sooners will need only one play to put this in the record book and make it history. And the Sooners will be headed for Lincoln for next week's big game with Nebraska.
Mark Walters trying to make something happen offensively. Oklahoma just collapses down around him. The ball's away from his body. Someone got their hand on it, knocked his arm free. The ball bounces free, and Oklahoma gets it.
Well, the story of the game was great defense of Oklahoma. Turnovers for Colorado, Oklahoma nothing.
Colorado had really, in Big 8 play to this point, had done a great job of reducing its turnovers. 15 in the first 4 games, only 11 in the next 5, and then they've turned it over 4 times today.
Oklahoma strictly on the ground today, not a single pass attempt. And hitting up the fullback was Rodney Anderson. That's his first rush today. He's a sophomore from Dickinson, Texas, stopped by Brad Robinson. This is a young Colorado team. They're going to move up a little bit more than what we have sports next year. They bring in some players that are ineligible academically this year, perhaps. J.J. Flanagan, who's supposed to be a highly regarded, that will be the last play of the game. We're down to 6 seconds. So I want to thank our spotter, Tom Claggett, our statistician, Ed Turner, our stage manager, Mike Sikora, and Charlene Fink, who is a valuable assistant in the box here for Steve Nye today. And Barry Switzer now has victory number 135, another shutout for Oklahoma. They're 4th in the last 5 ball games. And there's Bill McCartney. And of course, when you're never in a ball game, there really can be no bitter taste of defeat. As Colorado gave it all they did, and did a remarkable job coming back from no full start. But that's the story here today. Colorado's got to reload, try to get another victory next week for a winning season. Oklahoma needs a win at Nebraska to head on to the Orange Bowl. And we'll be right back for a final word after these words from our local stations. This is the Raycom Sports Network. Impressive victory for Oklahoma. Another victory, and they're head for their showdown with Nebraska. And down on the field is Coach Barry Switzer and his great linebacker, Brian Bosworth. How do you feel, Barry?
I feel great. Played good. Our defense played exceptional. I thought we would. I thought we controlled the ball and defensively, and we won the kicking game. That's what I was really worried about. Our guy did a great job of punting the football today, and of course our defense never really was threatened. It's been that way all year. Just people haven't driven the ball on us.
Coach, it seemed like you just had such confidence that they could not score against you.
Well, I think the defense has exuded that all year long. We believe in shutouts. We try to get them, and their offense is really complimenting them. Jamel Holloway is an awesome little football player. Golly, he's a great little player. He had a super football game today.
Coach, why don't you give the head start to Brian? We'll let you go in.
I'm gone.
Are you going to put a helmet on? Hey, Brian, do you feel like you need a helmet with all the oranges coming down?
It's helmet. I need a helmet. I need some guns. I need a barricade. I need some slaves. I don't know. I need something.
Brian, it seemed like the crowd was trying to intimidate you today. Of course, you get that almost everywhere you go.
Unfortunately, I do. But again, you know, you got to play with 11 players. One player doesn't win a ball game. You know, we got offense and defense, and I think everybody did a superb job today.
Coach Brian, it seems like the defense is playing with such confidence. You just don't seem to ever really be fearful that they're going to get in the end zone against you.
Well, you know, we understand the bone, and we know how it works. They didn't run the bone the way we thought they would. We thought they'd run a few more options than they actually did. They tried to power the football against us, which is it's effective to grind out some clock time, but I mean, you're not going to get very many yards. You're not going to score very many points against our defense like that.
Well, Brian, do you have any thoughts about Nebraska next week?
Well, you know, I've seen Nebraska. It's all, you know, it comes back. We put nature back in its proper course by putting Nebraska and Oklahoma as, you know, birth to the Orange Bowl. You know, one thing we're looking for right now is get home, celebrate a little bit for the Big 8 championship we just won, and then we're going to get ready for Nebraska. It'll be a showdown, I guarantee you.
Brian, put your helmet back on and get in the dressing room.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Brian. Great game, and a great game for the Oklahoma defense as they defeat Colorado here today. Another shutout, their 4th in 5 games, by a score of 28-0 over the Buffaloes, who'd made that inspiring recovery from an 0-4 start to win 5 straight games, but not quite enough to take on one of the nation's very top-ranked teams. And with Michigan's loss today, Oklahoma could climb up again into the national rankings. We'll see about that. The president of Raycom Sports is Rick Ray. The executive vice president is D. Ray. The executive producer, Don McGuire. The coordinating producer of Big 8 football is Mike Klatt. And today's games directed by Kent Samuel. Technical director, Chip Seago. Associate producer, Ted Garcia. And a host of others who help bring you the excitement of this very crucial game. But Colorado, of course, was never in it. Oklahoma with a very powerful performance defensively and offensively, and played a flawless game to win it 28-0 and head on to Nebraska for the showdown for the Orange Bowl. The Big 8 season comes to a close with Raycom next Saturday with a matchup featuring the oldest rivalry in the league. Kansas Jayhawks and the Tigers of Missouri meet for the 29th time since 1891 at Thoreau Field in Columbia. So join us next Saturday. This is Jim Thacker now for Steve Davis saying so long from Boulder, Colorado. This has been a copyrighted presentation of Raycom Sports.